See, the usual gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Abby in Provo is scared.
In Provo.
In Provo.
Oh, yeah.
It's a scary song.
I would think that Screamin Jay Hawkins would scare the people of Provo.
That's
Screamin Jay Hawkins, you mean Jalacy Jay Hawkins?
Jalacy?
Jalacy. Born in 1929. Died in February of 2000. Original goal? To be an opera singer.
Ah.
That's what he wanted to do.
Well, he's got range.
Yeah.
He's got
was
depth.
He was noted for bizarre props and costumes. Sometimes he would appear on stage with this big curved tusk-like bones in his nose. He was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, was he? Huh.
Let's see. I Put a Spell on You was selected as one of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped rock and roll.
Wow.
And it's his most famous song.
But it's creepy. It's not. I mean,
it's Halloween adjacent.
Yeah.
One of his last albums was called Constipation Blues.
Well, we've all been there.
Because he, in fact, suffered from really painful constipation most of his life.
It's better to go than not go. Unless I'm camping.
And then you never go.
And then you never go.
Gina has she's like one of those old yogis, who could slow down their heart. They go into a deep meditative state and they would slow down their heart and system, Gina can do it, but just with her bowels. She goes into a deep meditative state.
And I tell my bells, when we get home, we'll take care of this, but not right now.
We will not poop. We will not poop. We will not poop.
Whistling past the graveyard, stepping on a crack. I'm a mean mother hubba, Papa One-Eyed Jack. You probably seen me sleeping out by the railroad tracks. Ask the Prince of Darkness about the smoke from the stack. Sometimes I kill a jackal and suck out all the blood. Steal myself a station wagon, driving it to the mud.
It's novelty music, and yet it's real. I don't know. There's something about it that's just very compelling.
Yeah.
Really good.
My headlights and the honking of my horn. I'm calling out my bloodhounds, chase the devil out the corn. Last night I cracked the Mississippi, and now it's dry as a bone. I was born in a taxi cab, I ain't never going home.
In 1991, he recorded an album called Black Music for White People, and featured covers of Tom Waits' musics, Heart Attack and Vine, and Ice Cream Man. Tom Waits' music. Covered, he liked Tom Waits apparently.
Well, they sound similar. They're gravelly.
He toured with The Clash, Screamin' Jay did, and he toured with Nick Cave, who's one of my favorites. What's this one?
This is Black Music for White People.
Yeah, that's the name of the track.
No, this is Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
That's always late. Every time we have a date, but I want her, 'cause I love her. I'm gonna walk right up to that gate, see if I can get it straight, 'cause I need her.
First time I ever heard that song was a local, I think they're Salt Lake jazz band. Bunch of old white guys. They were kind of popular in the 60s and 70s around town, and I heard them do that song, Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby.
Didn't Louis Armstrong do it?
Probably.
About 2:45, sidewalk Sunday, strawberry surprise, got a cherry popsicle right on time. I got a big stick, mama, that'll blow your mind. 'Cause I'm your ice cream.
I think there's a double entendre going on there.
I'm your one-man band. Your ice cream man, baby, I'll be good to you.
I want to be in a tiny, dark club hearing this music.
I'll be coming back around, and don't forget when you talk.
Like when you have to walk downstairs to get into.
And, of course, when you go into one of those tiny, dark clubs, you also sit there and go, do not poop.
No, I don't want to poop. No.
Not going to poop
We're
here.
going to do that when we get home.
Ice cream man, and baby, I'll be good to you. If you see me coming and you ain't got no change. Don't worry, baby, it can be arranged. Show me a smile and it's just for me. I fix you with a drumstick and I do it for free. 'Cause I'm your ice cream man.
He claimed to have either 57 or 75 children. He couldn't remember.
He and Elon Musk have the same problem.
Dedicate one to the ladies.
Oh, thanks, Teri.
Sometimes your baby needs something to keep you cool.
It made me think of
Oh,
that.
now sometimes your baby needs something to keep you cool. Better look out now, though. Dave's got something for you. Tell you what it is. I'm your ice cream man. Stop me when I'm passing by.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
No.
I'm your ice cream man.
Oh, wait, it kicks in.
Yeah, but you gotta have Eddie in there.
Put my vanilla Pixie cups. Oh, flavors and push up to. I'm your ice cream man. Stop me when I'm passing by. See now all my flavors guaranteed satisfied.
Even if you don't like Dave, they're a great band.
How much better
Like,
would this be
subtract Dave.
with Screamin Jay with that band?
It would be great.
How
I
much
would
better
love to
would it
hear
be?
that.
Dave does that pretty well, though.
Yeah.
That high scream.
Yeah.
He does that well.
Ugh.
That's a lot of Screamin Jay Hawkins. I love it. That makes me want to just go through the whole catalog.
Well, there's a lot.
I know.
There is a lot.
You go through there are live albums, there are studio albums, there are like 30 studio albums.
Somebody says, wasn't he the voice of the Oogie Boogie Man
No.
from Nightmare Before? Didn't
no.
he just
that
die?
Guy, whoever
died.
that guy just died. I can't think
About a
of his
month
name.
ago, yeah. David.
And he's not the voice of the plant in Little Shop of
Seymour?
Horrors either.
No. Different guy.
Yeah, that's Levi Stubbs, the voice of the plant from Four Tops. Yeah. So there you go. That's pretty much farting around.
Ken
isn't it?
Page.
Ken Page, thank you.
Oogie Boogie Man.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
Before, Bill, you ask for calls.
I was going to ask for things that must go, actually.
Yeah. We need your things that must go. We're going to do that in about 45 minutes. Surely there is something bothering you that you need to be made gone. We can do that. It's magic. Just email us, radiofromhell@x96.com.
We were going to call this feature "Get It Off Your Chest," but then we decided to call it "Things That Must Go." So we'll take a break here, and then we'll come back with your check-ins. Just call us, 877-602-9696. And maybe you don't have access to your email right now. Maybe you could do a must go on the phone if you wanted when you check in. 877-602-9696. You can also text us if you prefer, 33986.
So you know when your mom used to cut out little articles in the newspaper?
My grandmother did this, and they were always moral things. You know, it was here is how you are breaking the word of the Lord.
Well.
She would cut out little articles about me smoking. She would cut out about having sex, about
It
drinking.
doesn't have to be that. It can be like life lesson-y kind of things.
Well, that's what those were.
So my husband will find articles and text them to the children when he finds them.
Okay.
And this is the most recent one that he sent them, and it's called Life Skills Teens Should Know Before Leaving Home.
Oh, tips for teens.
Tips for teens. And we are close with Jonesy. She's a senior in high school this year.
Well, it sounds like he wants to get them out of the house.
Well, so we're just preparing her for this time next year. She will be moving out of the house. So here are some things that you can do. They say find opportunities to practice independence early and often. So this means like do their own laundry kind of thing. But they also mention doctor's appointments. And Jonesy did this yesterday. So she had an appointment with Dr. Carroll. We all have the same dentist. And it was at 9:30. Well, I can't go.
You can't.
I'm here.
Well,
I'm like, you have to drive yourself to the dentist.
Perfectly
and talk.
capable of doing that.
But-
Why is that a big deal?
Because there's a point where you have to go advocate for yourself. You have to go there and say, here's what's going on, and can you help me with this? And not have a parent there doing all of it for you. She did that yesterday, so we can check that off her list. They say cooking, obviously.
Yes.
And not just, mac and cheese, like...
Mac and cheese with weenies in it.
Yeah, that's
Like
an extra step.
There have to be, multiple steps.
Mac and cheese with weenies and a side salad.
And cleaning up after yourself. Someone's not
Okay.
going to do that for you.
So my kids are pretty independent, but none of that stuff applies. They just, whenever I ask them to do something, they say no. That's being independent.
I thought this was interesting, teaching them about money and how to manage their money. Mm-hmm. This article says, don't set up a checking account for them. Drop them off at the bank and
have
say,
them do it.
go set up a checking account. Now we took them and set them up their accounts, but this is no, you go in there and talk to the nice lady.
This is definitely pushing them out of the nest.
Yeah.
But I have to have some money.
I mean, you give them a little bit of money but I don't know that I could do that. I'd want to be there for part of it, but just making them
just teach them to say no.
Just teach them that doesn't get you very far. You have to.
It gets you to the point where you don't have to do anything.
Some point, people aren't going to take care of you. Are you going to be able to take care of yourself if you say no to everybody?
I don't know.
And it's okay to get them a credit card to start them building their credit before they move out of the house.
That could be kind of dangerous.
It could be. But if you can get credit cards that have very low limits, so you're not going to get into trouble.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like you have $100 limit on this credit.
I'm going to start them out with gift cards. Here. This is for Bed Bath and Beyond.
Do you know how many gift cards? My kids, pivoting to that, they don't get gift cards.
They don't?
Like they both have gotten.
You mean
them,
they don't understand them?
Not that they don't understand them; they forget to use them.
Yeah.
They've gotten them for birthdays and Christmas.
Yeah.
I was in Muhammad's room this weekend, and we were going through his uniforms to see what he needs for school. And on his desk, he's got these envelopes with gift. I'm like, what? You've got like $200 worth of gift cards. He's like, oh yeah, I forgot I have. I mean,
you know why that is?
They don't think.
You know why that is? Because you already give them everything they need.
I mean,
they don't need to use a gift card. They already have everything.
Is there a service where you could just take your gift cards and get money for them?
No, because I've asked at the bank. I've had like a Visa gift card that's just a cash card. It's not for a store. They won't cash it out.
That would be great.
Because adults do that too, I think. I have gift cards in my wallet that I've had for I don't know how long.
I don't remember the last time I got a gift card.
Well, if you stop saying no to people so often.
I don't want them. I don't want them.
So are your kids ready for all this? Is she ready to go be on her own?
I think she could move out tomorrow and handle it.
You think?
Yeah.
I see there are a couple of people hanging on to check in with us at 877-602-9696. Hold on there, and we'll take some more calls if you have a mind to make them. You can also text us at 33986, but let's officially begin the program.
Right now, across the world, because we have people listening in England, and I could be saying your business name, speaking to people all across.
Brought to you by High Tide Fish and Chips.
Could be.
right outside of the Elephant and Castle tube station.
Contact our sales department for your business here.
Oh, look, I'm on the horror cam. Did you see that?
The what?
I'm on the horror cam.
The horror cam?
Horror cam. It's the horror cam. If you go to x96.com/live, it's the horror cam. Let's begin then, shall we?
Sure.
The moon is 3.6% of full. It's a waning crescent moon. The moon will set today at 5:31 p.m., today being Wednesday. It's the 30th day of October in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2024. It's National Treat Your Pet Day.
Nice.
Give your pet a little snack of some kind, other than just the regular food. Give them a little treat. Don't do it all the time, because they get really fat, like my cat. It's National Text Your Ex Day.
Ooh.
I hope you die. And then,
What?
but it could be something
It doesn't
nice
have
as
to
well.
be that.
It could be something nice. It's a National Candy Corn Day and National Publicist Day.
Do we have a publicist?
I'd like to have
Is
a
it
publicist.
Zane? Is Zane our publicist?
He's
Kind
about
of.
as close as we've got.
That's all, public relations, press relations, marketing, all of that kind of stuff. And this is the Radio from Hell show. A good publicist would have told us years ago, don't call your show that.
I've been saying that we should pull the
I
name for a
know.
long
It's
time.
too late.
But we can't. It's
It's
too
too
late. It's the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. Kerry Jackson. I'm Bill Allred. That's Gina Barberi right over there. Katie for short is our fine producer. She's there in the producer's booth with Dawson is helping out, and I think both dogs are there.
Yep.
Gus and Vax.
You can see them x96.com/live.
Yes.
Multiple puppy cam.
Yes, there they are. All right.
Okay, let's begin with Braden.
Braden, hi. Where are you calling from?
Hi, I am calling from now North Salt Lake.
Okay, what's up?
Just calling to say good morning and hello. I am currently headed to an account that I will be to on time this time. The first time I was really late, so I'm feeling good this morning.
What kind of an account is it? What sort of sales are you engaging in? Or
Well, it's actually, I'm a mobile phlebotomist, so I will be going to an account to watch people collect urine. Super exciting.
Sounds great.
Hey, you don't want to be late for that.
You got to be on time for urine.
Urine collection.
On time for urine. That might be my sign off today. You have to be on time for urine.
Bring out your urine. Bring it.
Yeah.
Well, have a wonderful time collecting
Thank you,
urine. Thanks, Braden.
All right, Braden.
Have a great one.
See ya.
Let's go to Peter. Peterbilt Bryan.
In Spanish. In Spanish Fork, hello.
Good morning, Lords. How are you?
Well, thank you. What's up?
Oh, just checking in. I don't usually get to check in this early, but I had an opportunity.
You got work early today?
Well, I'm supposed to.
Yeah,
but the
some
rain
guys
kinda
coming.
canceled
Some guys
it.
coming by to get my urine. Gotta be on
Yeah, that
time
sounds
for
like
that.
a much more exciting job.
Are you hauling anything today?
No, the rain kind of washed us out today.
Well, sorry to hear
too
that.
bad.
Well, does that mean you just get to loaf all day?
Well, I'd like to, but I still got stuff to do at the house.
Well,
There's
sorry.
always something.
I got urine to make.
Go clean out the gutters, right?
Yeah, that's
What's
it.
that kind of thing?
That's right.
Clean the leaves out of the gutters. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, Peterbilt Bryan, thanks for checking in with us.
Thank you, sir.
877-602-9696 if you want to check in. There are lines open.
I don't like it when my husband cleans the gutters. It makes me nervous. He has to tell me after the fact that he did it. If he tells me he's going to do it, I tell him not to.
Honey, is it okay if I clean the gutters?
No, I don't want you up on that ladder.
We got the system where they
the cover.
they're
The
covered.
thing.
Does that work out pretty well?
Yeah, seems to be. Let's see. Wade Taylor checking in.
Hi, Wade.
Divorce still happening, even for greats like David Lee Roth.
Sure, that's true.
He's got an article. David Lee Roth being divorced by women he never married.
Yeah, David Lee Roth has never been married.
That's true.
Huh.
Let's see. Billy Jack from Ogden checking in from Walnut, California, listening through the app, wishing my wife Alex a great day. Love and miss you much. Thanks for keeping us connected even when we are hundreds of miles apart.
That's nice.
Let's see. Colonel Coffee Bean checking in, headed to Wyoming this morning. Hopefully the weather and the road behave.
Yeah.
Let's see. More check-ins. Derek from Lehigh. Katie from Tooele. We got like 3 inches of snow.
Oh, wow.
In Tooele.
In Tooele, apparently. Let's see. Morning music school never disappoints.
Oh, you like the Screamin Jay, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Not me screaming Ken Page at the radio.
Okay. Ken Page, the voice
We
of
got
Oogie
it.
Boogie.
We got there.
We got there. Tristan from the most west of Jordan's checking in. Zane of Dallas checking in. What did Handsome Bill Allred have for dinner?
Well, you'll find out when we do Boner of the Day.
Gina, hauling ass on President George Bush Turnpike. Gary, what's the email or must-goes? Well, it's radio from hell at x96.com. Send them in, please.
Yes, we need some more must-goes. What's
Yes.
bothering you? Let us know.
Sketchy Blake of Ogden checking in. A set of dress weights checking in from BYU.
I applaud you
Right.
leaning into that.
Right Wing Wade checking in. Rye of Orem checking in. Great music history lesson today. Ready for a cold Halloween. Let's see.
Hopefully not wet. Hopefully it's just going to be a little chilly.
Dane Bramage of the most east of Stabbingtons checking in.
Wow.
The Jonesing show on Sunday night was amazing. Jonesing? I don't know. I think your voice to text is betraying you.
What could that be?
Luis of Harrisburg, PA checking in. Mike in Nashville checking in. Johnny B checking in. I'm the last of a few days of masonry for this season with it freezing at night. Good morning from Newton, Utah.
Where is Newton, Utah?
I've heard of it.
I don't know.
Sometimes I'm in Huntsville. 96.3% of my listening via the app Trapped. Mixer driver Shane checking in. Pittsburgh listener Mauricio checking in. HVAC helper Scott.
Just the mention of Newton, Utah made me want to have some Fig Newtons.
Fig Newtons are good.
I love Fig
They're
Newtons.
fruit and cake.
Glass of milk and a Fig Newton.
Fig Newtons are good.
Newton, Utah.
Metal Shop Mark checking in.
It's in Cache County.
Oh, okay. It's up there in the Logan area.
It's close to.
They're famous for their figs and their juice.
It's like by Smithfield.
Oh, way up north.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Fig Newtons are good. I forget that sometimes.
Well, you have a lot on your mind.
They're famous for their figs. They're famous for their juice, and there are a bunch of people named Isaac who live there.
Dr. Neal checking in. I need that urine sample.
Get it to me.
Metal Shop Mark checking in.
I love how our friends of the program all kind of come together to bring things full circle.
Bus driver Tony checking in. Nurse Mandy checking in. Come have surgery at Ogden Regional. We're the best.
Well, I've been craving some surgery.
Yeah, so when you're choosing to have surgery.
shopping your surgery.
If you promise me Fig Newtons when you're done, I'll come up and have surgery.
Fig Newtons are good. I forget that sometimes.
Well, you have a lot on your mind.
Oh, Infiniteam assembling first thing this morning. Right Wing Wade, right there in it, checking in from I-15. Both lanes running smoothly. Thanks, Wade. Some radio stations have triple team traffic. We have Infiniteam. You all need to help out with that. Let us know, 33986.
Am I having a hot flash, or is
No,
it just
it's warm in here.
Can we call the guy again? Jeez, good Lord.
Of course, we're not responsible enough to have control over our own temperature in the studio. We're 9 years old. All right. Let's see. We'll take a break, play a song. After the song, we've got for you, of course, Big Boy News at Opinioendo and Frank Christ Presents, all coming up. Stand by for that. Underdog Fantasy.
Underdog is the place to play if you're a sports fan looking to win money while watching sports. With their Pick'em game, you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on players' stats, like passing yards or touchdowns or doubles or whatever. They're all listed at the website. Great statistics on the Underdog website. And every dog deserves a second chance, and with Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if an early injury causes your entry to lose. So Underdog Fantasy is what we're talking about. Pick a player. I'm just keep going with the same people, but it's working out well. Travis Kelce, let's see what he does this time, huh? How about that? And you can pick several players. It's really easy to do. Just go to underdogfantasy.com or download the app. Use the promo code ALLRED and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code ALLRED. That's my last name, you know. You must be 18 years of age or older, present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Because people love a good list. X96.
Now, this might be an exclusionary list.
Okay. What do you mean?
Well, it's sentences that only those who lived through the 80s will understand.
Okay.
Okay. Number one, don't forget to rewind that tape before you take it back to the video store.
Please be kind.
Be kind, rewind.
And rewind.
Yes.
Mom, can I go to the arcade to play Space Invaders?
No.
Here, I made you a mixtape and I hand wrote all the track listing on it.
Well, yeah.
I got the phone. You can hang up.
Oh, yeah, extensions.
That never happens.
Extension lines.
Yeah, that's true.
Mom, I got it. You can hang up.
You know, go back even further. When I was growing up, we had we shared a line with other households and other homes.
Party line.
Party line. Thank you. I
Ah.
couldn't remember the term. We had a party line, and so
There was one phone line that was shared between like 4 houses.
Mhm.
And so you'd pick it up and you'd listen. Oh, well, Marge, when you're done, I need
you weren't supposed to eavesdrop on other people, and
But
they
you
could tell.
could, probably.
Well, no, they could tell you were
Oh.
there. They could tell you were there. So, anyway, go ahead.
Oh, I hope my Walkman batteries last through this whole trip.
Yeah.
Walkman.
Don't forget to set the VCR to record your show.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday morning, I spent all my time watching He-Man and Thundercats.
Well, that's not inaccurate because they weren't on Saturday morning. They were on in the afternoons, Monday through Friday. They were never a Saturday morning staple. They were not network. They were syndicated. Thank you.
Well, I could have been on in the morning somewhere, I guess.
I have to blow on my Nintendo cartridge to make it work. Katie's saying yes.
Was it
to
got
that.
dust in it or something?
Yeah.
Is that what?
So if you don't blow them off, the connections aren't clean.
My fashion statement includes leg warmers and shoulder pads. Yes.
Yep.
Waiting for MTV to premiere my favorite music video is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when Michael Jackson's Thriller came out. Like,
Oh,
it was a day. I mean,
It was a week-long build-up.
it was all anybody could talk
Yeah.
about, and you had to rush home.
Now, don't we feel foolish now?
I can't decide which movie to rent at the video store, Breakfast Club, or Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Or just going to the video store with no clear idea in mind what you wanted, and then just kind of trying to browse through things. I didn't care for doing that at all.
My first computer game was played on a floppy disk and had pixelated graphics. Recording songs off the radio.
Yeah.
You wanted your favorite song, and you record it off the radio.
People used to record our station all the time, KJQ, and then X96 to a certain extent, and send the tapes to missionaries in the field.
Yes.
And finally, the sound of dial-up internet, or not being able to use your phone because you were using your phone line.
You
to
probably
dial
have
it
that
in.
sound effect somewhere handy,
Yeah,
don't you,
give me a
Gary?
sec here, I got it.
I kind of always liked that sound.
I still enjoy that.
Maybe we should use it for something. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, my AOL disc just came in the mail. Again.
And kids, you couldn't use the phone and the computer at the same time.
Nope.
Because that's the line you were using.
All right.
There you go. That's just a
Well,
little.
thank you.
That's just a little.
All right.
A little something.
Because happy birthday to William Reed, lead guitar of the Jesus and Mary chain.
Seems to me I saw them in concert one time at the Speedway.
Yes,
many years ago, and he and his brother, Jesus and Mary Chain, and they stood in the back, like they both play guitar as I recall, but they're shy or something. So like the drummer's out front, the bass player's out front, but they're in the back in the dark. It was very odd.
Might have been because the Speedway had a small stage. I don't know. Maybe they are shy. 6:40 right now. Time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Now, right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. The Dead Celebrity Game. Going to give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities, just fine. One of them dead. Pick the dead one correctly. You will win.
I have 2 prizes for you. I have tickets to see Snow Patrol at the Union on March 28th. And we have another show at the Union, Dayglow, with teenage dads.
Okay.
So,
well, people want those Snow Patrol tickets, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So 877-602-9696.
and while we're telling you to do things, we are still looking for your things that must go. We're going to do that just around 7 o'clock. What is bothering you right now? Quick, fire off an email, radiofromhell@x96.com.
So 877-602-9696 is the number to call for the Snow Patrol tickets. All you got to do is play Frank Christ Presents. You will win. Big Boy News now, brought to you by
a Big O Tires Fall into Savings sale. They go big for their customers. Come into any one of the locally owned and operated locations in Utah. Save up to $120 on select sets of 4 in-stock tires now through November 3rd. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Tragedy. She was one of a kind, an original. She will be missed. I think she was on my Deadpool last year. Last year or the year before. She was on my list.
She's on mine.
Teri Garr, the Oscar-nominated actress known for her offbeat comedic roles in films such as Tootsie and Young Frankenstein. She died Tuesday of multiple sclerosis. She was 79 years old. Her publicist, Heidi Schaefer, told Entertainment Weekly that Teri Garr was surrounded by family and friends in Los Angeles in her final moments. Born in Ohio in 1944 to actor and vaudeville comedian Eddie Garr and Rockette-turned-costume designer Phyllis Lind, Garr began her showbiz career as a dancer, appearing in a number of Elvis Presley movies, dancing in the background, bit parts. She had bit parts on TV shows, The Andy Griffith Show, Batman, and Star Trek. Although Star Trek was the one she said really gave her the exposure she needed. She played this kind of ditzy character who
Gary Seven's secretary.
That's right, and had some sort of semi-comedic scenes with Shatner and Nimoy, and she said it was that role that really made people notice me and got me into a lot of other stuff. Her big film break came with Francis Ford Coppola's 1974 thriller, a brilliant movie called The Conversation. That would lead to scene-stealing roles in Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein. But I heard her being interviewed this morning in some archival clips, and she said the one thing that always bothers me, I don't mind when people come up and talk to me about Young Frankenstein, but when they do the knockers line, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But everybody does it. She said, "What's the line exactly?" You can probably quote it.
Well, he's helping her out of the
coach.
Coach, but the knockers on the door are big door knockers.
Yes.
And it says, "What knockers?" And then she's kind of leaning over, and thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Doctor.
I mean, it is not the best part.
It's a silly little line, and
she's wonderful in the movie Tootsie.
Yes.
Yeah. She's hosted Saturday Night Live 3 times. She was in Close Encounters of the Third Kind in a serious role.
That too, yeah.
She was in The Black Stallion. She was a repeated guest on Late Night with David Letterman. He really enjoyed her. So.
I was genuinely sad when I read that yesterday. I made my Deadpool this year traditionally I've put people I hate on there, like Alex Jones, and I decided to do people I love this year, and I'm not doing that again. But
well, you're in second place.
I'm in second.
Or no,
place.
you're in third place.
Carrie, you have 50.
It's very important to win this, you know.
Yeah.
I'm in the lead with 54. Bill has 37 points. Gina with 26 points, and Katie 0.
But so I saw this news yesterday, and I said to my husband, "Oh, Teri Garr died," and he said, "Who's Teri Garr?" So I realized I had to come to work to commiserate with you guys about Teri Garr died. But it made me think I want to go back and watch Tootsie. I want to go back and watch Mr. Mom. I want to go back and I watch Young Frankenstein every year.
Is now the time to reveal? Is now the time to reveal that your husband has been hospitalized for 7 months?
No,
he's in a coma, right?
No, he is unaware of most pop culture.
He's a man with his head in the clouds.
Like if I said to him, she's the girl in Young Frankenstein, he would say, "Oh, okay."
I know who that is. Yeah.
I mean, all you have to do is say, "Roll in the hay," and there it is.
Yeah.
That's who that is.
The official responsible for counting ballots in Utah's second largest county, Utah County Clerk Aaron Davidson, is publicly questioning whether Governor Spencer Cox legitimately qualified for the ballot and suggesting that Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, Utah's top election official, should be criminally prosecuted.
You guys.
Davidson is the only election official in Utah's 29 counties to raise such doubts because he's a lunatic and the rest of them are not.
Exactly.
Earlier this month, he signed a letter addressed to those who care, accusing Henderson of breaking the law. It's been shared in far-right social media groups, which often give credence to conspiracy theories, and has been spread by the Cox ticket's challenger in the GOP primary election, current write-in gubernatorial candidate and state lawmaker Phil Lyman. The letter, Davidson told the Salt Lake Tribune, was shared with some of the legislators and some other individuals I know. A spokesman for the Lieutenant Governor's office declined to comment. Lieutenant Governor did not handle the manual candidate signature verification process for statewide candidates, according to statute, and made a conflict where none would have existed had it been handled properly and transparently, David wrote in the letter. He continued, penalties for these violations should be pursued to assure the public that security of elections in Utah are taken seriously. Lyman has been accusing both Cox and Henderson of election fraud.
Because he's a nut.
Yeah, and many have suggested jail time for Cox and Henderson, but several went beyond, calling for the death penalty.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's your GOP right there.
Public hanging, one supporter responded, while another said, hanging for the whole town to see.
Yeah.
At least two people posted images of nooses. So Spencer Cox and other establishment Republicans who support Donald Trump. These are the people. Yeah. These are the people you are also supporting.
Yes. Yeah.
By your
You're all complicit.
Yeah.
But don't call them garbage.
In the wake of two ballot boxes being set on fire in Washington and Oregon, Utah election officials say that the state's ballot boxes have several safety protections, including fire suppressant devices. And the ones in Washington and Oregon also had fire suppressant devices. One of them worked. The other one did not. And the one that worked, only a couple of ballots got singed. The one that didn't work, I think about a large number of ballots were burned.
This is why I like taking my ballot to the post office and handing it to the people at the post office.
Vice President Kamala Harris, in addressing the public Tuesday at the Ellipse on the National Mall, giving the final planned speech of her 2024 campaign and urging voters to leave the Trump era behind. Of course, the significance of her being on the Ellipse at the National Mall, that's where Donald Trump gave his speech and urged people to go storm the Capitol. Only 1 week from today, said Harris, you will have the chance to make a decision that directly impacts your life, the life of your family, and the future of this country we love. And it will probably be the most important vote you ever cast. Tonight, I will speak for everyone about the choice and the stakes in this election. Harris repeated warnings that she has given all campaign about Trump's intentions if he's elected to a second term. By the way, she had a very large crowd there. What did I see? 250,000 people at the Ellipse to hear Kamala Harris speak. And it was interesting the way the crowd responds. When I hear Trump's crowds, there's response, but a lot of times there's all kinds of other people yelling things out, and there's kind of just this general unorganized noise. You know what I mean? And this crowd was as one voice to support Kamala Harris. Donald Trump defended his rally at Madison Square Garden in New York that was criticized for hate-filled, racist, sexist rhetoric. Oh, the love in that room was breathtaking. Politicians that have been doing this for a long time, 30, 40 years, said, there's never been an event so beautiful. It was like a love fest. Trump said, it's better than anything that was ever. Did I ever tell you that I invented sliced bread? I did, Before I came along, there were just loaves of bread. And I said, why don't we slice it so that people... What an ass.
There was love in the room, love amongst white people.
Yeah.
And
racists.
And people calling Kamala Harris the C word.
Yeah.
Dozens have been killed in southeastern Spain. Flash flooding sweeping away cars. 62 people have died in flash floods there. Some locations in southern and eastern Spain received up to 12 inches of rain in just 12 hours. 7-Eleven, the convenience stores that they're open from 7 to 11.
Well, they're open all the time.
Well, then they should change the name. They should change the name. But 7-Eleven joining a growing trend of gas stations and convenience stores opening in-house restaurants. 7-Eleven says it plans to open 500 food-forward locations between 2025 and 2027. The locations will include fresh food offerings in addition to other innovations and frictionless shopping, whatever that means. 7-Eleven is in the process of opening 115 of these locations this year with 125 new stores in 2025. We already have that here. We have Maverick.
Yeah.
Maverick, if you've not been in a Maverick sometime, there is a great deal of fresh food available at a Maverick. And it's beautifully displayed for the most part and well taken care of.
And great bathrooms.
They have great bathrooms. And the one thing I never did care for convenience store coffee. It was just not good coffee. We like our Mill Creek coffee. It's delicious, and I'm drinking some Mill Creek coffee right now. But for convenience store coffee, Maverick actually has good coffee if you need coffee on the run.
Yep.
All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
2 New York Yankees fans were ejected from Game 4 of the World Series after ripping the ball from Los Angeles Dodgers star Mookie Betts' glove on Tuesday.
I haven't seen this video.
Oh, I was going to say, surely you've seen the video.
You've got to see this.
I haven't
So he's
seen
going for a foul ball, and he's jumped. He's up. He's glove in hand, ball in glove.
Yeah.
These 2 jerks are grabbing his hand and digging the ball out of the glove, and they get the ball out. They were kicked out of the game. The Yankees did go on to win, though. So
and didn't they call that they called it a home run? Was it a home run or an out? It was certainly an out.
It was it was fan. It was an out for fan interference or something like that. They play tonight.
What time does the puck drop?
Puck drops at 6. RSL. So they're at the point in the season where we have to have penalty kicks, which is a terrible way to end a game.
Yes.
Real Salt Lake lost in penalty kicks to Minnesota, 5-4. Utah Hockey Club today. The puck actually drops at 7:30 for that game against Calgary. Jazz are 0-4. They're terrible. 113-96.
I thought they were going to be way better this year.
I don't know. It's early. Weather, very chilly, 39 right now, only going to get up to 44 for a high. Could have rain, snow mix throughout the day today. Things should clear up tomorrow, though, for Halloween. And traffic, let me see if we... actually, it looks pretty good, even with the weather we're having so far this morning. I don't have any crashes to report for you. You can report for me. Text me if you see something going on the roads, 33986.
Frank Christ has joined us in the studio, the reaper of celebrity souls, and I assume you had to go to the hospital or wherever it was with her. Teri Garr was.
I had to go get Teri, yes.
Had to take her.
You were gentle, weren't you?
Well, she's just
a treasure.
Yes, absolutely a treasure. She's one of our most precious celebrities.
I don't think you should even have to ask that question of Frank. He loved Teri Garr.
I know.
Teri Garr was wonderful.
You took her away to the distribution center. And
yeah.
where do you think she's going from there?
I know not. It is not my... Hell, probably.
No,
She'll probably...
no.
Most celebrities...
99% of them.
Yes, yeah, they go to hell.
Yeah, sorry.
It's just the price of celebrity is
It is.
what it is. Frank is here. He is the Reaper of Celebrity Souls, and we play the game called Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
He's handed me, with his bony fingers, a list of 4 actors.
My fingers are bony. You know why?
Because you...
I work my
them
fingers to the bone.
Yeah. Oh, my. Yes, and Frank has given me this list. One of the actors on this list, Frank has taken their soul to the distribution center. But the other 3, good news.
They're fine. They're just fine.
So we have a contestant to play the game.
Mike is on the phone.
Mike, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm just fine.
That's great to hear, Mike. Mike, you can win a fine prize if you identify the dead celebrity. Who is? What is the prize, Gina?
We have 2 prizes for you. We have tickets to Snow Patrol coming to the Union on March 28th and tickets to Day Glow with Teenage Dads on November 6th at the Union.
Ready to go, Mike?
Ready to go.
All right, because this is National Publicist Day, public relations, press relations, marketing, these are actors in movies about public relations and marketing. All right, here we go. Identify the dead one, you win the prize. Number 1 is Robert Klein, stand-up comedian, singer, and actor, hosted SNL in its first season. He won a Tony for his Broadway performance in They're Playing Our Song. He acted in many films, including The Owl and the Pussycat, Mixed Nuts, and One Fine Day. On TV, he guested on Madam Secretary and Will and Grace. He was in 2 movies that are portraying public relations and marketing, the movies being True Colors and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Number 1, Robert Klein. Number 2, Billy Crudup. He was nominated for an Independent Spirit Award for his performance in Jesus' Son. He went on to star in Big Fish, Mission Impossible 3, Watchmen, Public Enemies, The Sanford Prison Experiment, and Alien Covenant. He was in Almost Famous, about a young journalist for Rolling Stone magazine. Number 2, Billy Crudup. Number 3, Patty D'Arbanville, an American actress known for her appearance in Andy Warhol movies. After appearing in Flesh, D'Arbanville performed in Warhol's L'Amour as the title character in the film Billets. When she was a model in London, D'Arbanville met and developed a romance with singer-songwriter Cat Stevens. She was the inspiration for his hit song, although I've never heard of it, Lady D'Arbanville. She was in Morning Glory, about the battle for ratings on a morning TV show. And finally, number 4, Larry Hagman, best known for playing J.R. Ewing in Dallas and the befuddled astronaut Major Anthony Nelson on I Dream of Jeannie. Hagman had roles in numerous films, including Failsafe, Harry and Tonto, S.O.B., and Nixon. He was in Primary Colors, about running a political campaign for president. Number 4, Larry Hagman. One of those actors is dead, Mike. Which one is it?
Would it be number 4, Larry Hagman?
It would be number 4, Larry Hagman. Died in 2012. He made it a long time. He was 81. So congratulations. You're going to go see Snow Patrol and
Day Glow.
Day Glow. And yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so enjoy that. Hang on the line, Mike, and somebody will tell you what you need to do.
All right. Well, I've got to go check. Oh, my.
What?
Grace Slick.
Ew.
Yeah.
She's not looking good.
I used to just think she was so great looking.
Oh, yes. Hunter Thompson was crazy about her.
Oh, was he? I didn't know that.
He loved her. 85 today. And, of course, Henry Winkler, 79.
Oh, he's fine.
He's the Fonz. He could fix things just by hitting them.
Yeah,
he's a great acting teacher, too.
Yes. Well, all right. I'm going to go check 79 today. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, is it not starting? You forgot to plug it in.
No, hang on. Let me.
You want to charge it?
No, let me get it.
This is his electric.
There we go.
His electric scooter.
Had to hit it like Fonzie.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Frank.
Surprised that we're doing so well with some of the wet roads we have out there. I have no accidents to tell you about, and you don't have any to tell me about. But remember, if you're seeing something on the roads, even if things are just moving well and you want to report that, and it's safe for you to do so, 33986 is where you do that.
All right. KXRK Provo. We will take a break. We will be back with your list of things that must go coming up after these messages. Stand by. BigOTires.com.
They are the team you trust. You need some good tires on the wet roads this morning.
And what happened this morning? The temperature dropped. And so my little light came on because the pressure and all that stuff. So go to Big O. They'll take care of it.
Take care of you. And you can also save on these tires at Big O Tires. Nexen brand, Nitto, Toyo, and Hankook tires. Save up to $120 off select sets of those tires. I go to the Big O Tire on 2nd East and South Temple. Terrific people there, and they're always so really helpful. And like Carrie said, I could just pull in there and say, hey, my
light's on.
I don't know which tire is low. Would you fix that? No problem, Bill. We'll take care of it. Big O is your one true stop for automotive repairs of all kinds, too. You can get wheel alignments, rotation, balance, oil changes, brakes, battery shock struts, all of that. Find the Big O Tire near you. Go to their website, bigotires.com. They are the team you trust.
X96 plays all of the
Listen, I got this bag here.
What do you got?
Have you noticed this sitting in the corner over
You
there?
about this?
This bag? No. This bag has been sitting in the corner of our studio right there for months.
What, just on the floor?
Yeah, on the floor.
I have not noticed.
Months.
If it is a snake, it would have bit me.
Now, I know what's in it, and I know why it's in our studio. This is a nice bag.
That looks like an insulated bag.
It's a Land's End brand. I don't know if it's insulated or not. I have not ever opened it, but I know what's in it. So this bag, let me see if it's insulated. Yeah, kind of. No, you know what it's for? It's for beach It's a beach bag, and it's lined, so you could put wet stuff in it if you needed to.
Yeah.
When you're done at the beach or the pool or whatever. Here, you want to see what's in it? I've not looked, but I know what's in it. Here.
Well, who brought this? First of all,
I'll tell you in a second.
How did this appear?
It's a bag full of old leaves.
Why is there a bag of leaves?
What is it
in this studio?
So, because Dawson brought this, our intern.
Okay.
Who's not here anymore? Although he's coming, he's going to work for us here in the next few days.
Yeah, he's going to be some filling in here.
As I recall, we were going to put this little pile of leaves in the corner because Gina was saying one day, I can sleep anywhere. Just give me a little pile of leaves in the corner, and I'll lay down a pile of leaves. And so,
he brought that. Did he tell you he was bringing that in?
Yes, and he brought it in, and I don't think I even looked at the leaves. I could tell there were leaves in it, and I put it in the corner, and I thought, oh, that might be a funny. And then the more I thought about it, it just wasn't.
It'd be a mess.
It was not. It was be a mess, and it wouldn't be funny.
Well, we need to give Dawson. That's a nice bag.
I know.
Yeah,
he needs
should.
that bag back.
I know. And I don't know why he didn't come and take it back at some point. Yes, I do, because Dawson is Dawson.
Because he thought someday Bill's going to want to do this.
No,
no,
I don't think so. I think Dawson's a goofball. You know, he just kind of. I mean that in the kindest, nicest way. He's a goofball. I love the guy.
You think he forgot about it? Or?
I think he just kind of forgot about it. And his wife didn't nag him about, where's that beach bag?
His wife is going to want that. That's a nice bag.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty nice. It has the appearance of not being used. But I remember he told me he was going to do it. He said, I got all these leaves at my house. Why don't I bring in a bunch of leaves that I've raked up, and then it'll be funny. And I thought, yeah, that'll be funny. But then when he brought him in, I thought, nah, that's not funny.
Dawson texting in, I forgot about it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Hi, Dawson.
I bet you want your bag back, Dawson.
You want your bag back?
We'll give it back to you when you come in next.
And you know when I say you're a goofball, I mean that in the kindest, loving way. I love you, man. But he is goofy. He's kind of spacey sometimes.
I mean, I probably could sleep on a pile of leaves.
I don't recall why. Exactly the conversation, but it was something like,
I can sleep anywhere.
I think that's what it was. You were saying I could sleep anywhere. I could sleep on a pile of leaves somewhere. And
I wish I had that skill.
No?
Curse, whatever it is you want to call it.
You've been quite tired this week.
I'm looking forward to doing nothing this weekend. I mean, absolutely nothing. You know,
I've been having this horrible sleep problem. I've been waking. I get up at 3 normally on the work week. That's when the alarm goes off. I've been waking up at 2.
That's annoying because that's too like, oh, do I just want to get up?
Exactly. What do you do?
Like if you wake up at midnight, you're like, oh, I can go back to sleep and I have time. But when you're that close to the time you're supposed to wake up,
usually I can go back to sleep a little bit, but it's a restless kind of.
And then do you check the time?
Yes.
Like because you keep thinking, oh, it's
even,
no, and
even
it's
though
only
I
been
know
10
my
minutes.
even though I know my alarm is going to go off, I still am checking the clock.
Hate that.
It's been a bad sleep week for me too, and I don't know. know if it's
daylight saving.
I don't know if it's daylight saving related or not. Daylight saving time never used to bother me in the slightest. I just didn't care, you know.
Even with the time we get up in the morning.
Yeah, it never bothered me. But the last couple of years, it's kind of like.
All right.
But Dawson, you have to take the leaves with you too.
Take the whole thing.
You can.
You can get the bag, but I'm keeping the leaves.
3986.
Frederick and Layton.
Layton.
Well, you can call him Fred in Layton, but
not Frederick.
Well, yeah,
Layton?
probably that too. In Layton, yes.
All right.
Has things that must go. I said, Frederick, you need to email us those radiofromhell@x96.com.
All right. It is time for Things That Must Go. Brought to you by
Your Business Here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
These are things that are bugging you, my dear friends of the program. Things that you just can't stand anymore, and you got to get it off your chest, as it were. So you send these to us, radiofromhell@x96.com. Put "must go" in the subject line, then list your grievances. And if we read it on the air, it might make you feel better, and it might even cure it. Might disappear from your life. So I'll go first. I've got a couple of my own today. First of all, interviewers who say "right" after almost every answer to a question they've asked. Could you tell me how many hours it took you to do this, sir? Well, I worked 400 hours last week on working on this project, and I finally brought it to fruition, and I saved people money. Right. Now, and they say it constantly. I just want
it's a crutch.
I want the interviewee to say, when the interviewer says "right," I want to say, "I know it's right. I just told you." And then also another thing that must go is this headline from Scripps News. Who is Tony Hinchcliffe, the comedian who called Puerto Rico floating garbage? Hinchcliffe's set during the Trump rally was roughly 12 minutes long and included jokes about Latino, Palestinian, Jewish, and black people that many have said are racist. What you need to do is say that included racist jokes that many have said are racist. And now we turn to...
We've got to both sides us into oblivion. That's what you're doing with that.
We turn to our listeners here who have fixated on a list that I tried to present last week about a list that I'd apparently done before.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things on that list had to do with pubic hair. Yes. These are two separate ones. First one says, "What must go? I'm upset and I need to tell everyone what needs to go. What needs to go is wiry pubic hair. My pubic hair is rough. It's really rough. I wish there was a pubic hair softening oil that you could recommend to me. Until then, this must go. Say my name. I don't care. I need pubic softening." And it's from Derek. And then this one says, "What else must go?" Well, there's not a good way to explain this, but at a Halloween party last weekend, somebody commented that the hair on their fake hobbit feet looked like really horrible pubes. Without thinking, I immediately replied, "Oh, you know what you should get? You should get some pubic hair softening cream for that." Of course, someone in the group said, "What? Pubic hair softening cream? I didn't know that was a thing. How do you not know about this?" Listen, I'm in Washington, so nobody listens to the radio here.
I see.
My fate was sealed. I should have said, "I heard it from somebody on the radio." But that sounds 100% made up. Oh, sure you did. Who would talk like that on the radio?
Exactly.
What kind of strange radio shows do you listen to? There was no way out, so I leaned into it. I said, "You don't want to know how I know."
No.
Not everyone thinks the quiet girl at the Halloween party has really unruly pubes. Carrie?
Let's see, this one from, oh, yeah. His last name is Hinchcliffe. Things that must go. Having a nice, obscure last name until some a-hole MAGA comedian comes along and screws it up.
Oh, you poor guy.
At least I don't have the pretentious E at the end. Make him go away.
Yeah. Hinchcliffe.
This one from Tommy Milagro. Here are a few things that must go. First off, phone etiquette when calling a business or radio show. Things that must go. Calling from your noisy car. You sound like you're on a jet airplane. Also calling as you're boarding an airplane that's ready to take off. Do you think that is a good time to talk? And finally, thing that must go, treating politics like pro wrestling. Look, as someone who actually writes about pro wrestling for a semi-living at slamwrestling.net, I can say Republicans are no different than a heel/bad cutting a promo saying he is more awesome as a champion because he knows better than every fan and he is better than the face/good guy that is challenging him. In short, keep world politics from merging with the WWE and vice versa.
Too late.
Yep, it is way too late. This one from Timbo. The endless spam political text messages requesting a donation. I get 20 to 30 spam text messages a day. Even going in and blocking the contact does not prevent another spam text from another number. Just be aware that these text messages for political donations are mostly a scam. There's nobody out there that's going to 6 times or 20 times your donation. And finally, this from Leanne. People at concerts who hold their phones way above their heads to record the show. Dude, do it at eye level, you inconsiderate dillwads.
Or don't do it.
Or better yet, don't do it.
Let's see this from I Won't Read Your Name. Good morning. My list of things that must go. I have 2 today. 1, my 11-year-old daughter's tween attitude. I don't know how much more I can take. And my husband's beard must go. This will always be on my list because he loves it and doesn't want to get rid of it. Maybe the magic of radio will convince him. My rule is whoever kisses you gets to say what your facial hair situation is.
Your husband has quite the beard now.
I like it.
I'd like to come over and give him a kiss just to see how it...
This is from Dan the driver. One thing that must go is please do not pull out in front of big trucks, especially when it's wet. It is hard for us to stop quickly. Thank you very much. Let's see this from Tony. Arguments about the Halloween costume as Julia Reagan PhD billboard, whether it's tacky or not. I've seen a bunch of these.
Yes.
It is tacky.
I heard it being discussed in our office.
Oh, really?
Somebody planning on going.
I think it is tacky.
And I wanted to speak up and say, explain the situation. Don't do that. But, I just thought, I don't care. Just do it.
And finally, this from Tracy. Old lady drippy nose must go. It's a thing.
Is it?
It's a thing. Like keep the little tissue stuffed in the
I see.
in the cuff of because their nose is always dripping. Yeah, old lady drippy.
Do I have that?
You might.
You might. I have it.
You have old lady drippy nose?
I do.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Things that must go on the radio from Hell Show.
I am pleasantly surprised I have no traffic issues to tell you about, and you don't have any to tell us about. I'm looking at the UDOT website. Things are moving well all up and down the Wasatch Front. If you see something that is of concern, please text it to us, and I will pass it along. 33986.
Here are the boner candidates you're going to be voting for in just a couple of minutes. Boner candidate number 1. I think they did it to make you crave more pizza. Boner candidate number 2. Fox News. Fair and balanced. And boner candidate number 3. Well, we thought it meant she was a crybaby. Sure you did.
All right. Boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages and a Halloween song for you. Stand by for that. UtahAdvocates.com.
Good news, no accidents out there.
That is good news.
But hope we can get through the morning without any. But, if there is an accident and you are in it and you're injured, we have the people you should call, the advocates, 801-355-5550.
They answer the phone 24 hours a day because accidents happen 24 hours a day, and they think you should get them involved as soon as possible after your accident.
Make sure you have the advocate's number on, put it in your phone right now, 801-355-5550. So when if you're in an accident on a slippery road or injured somehow, slip and fall accident, something like that, call the advocates as soon as you can. Or maybe it's somebody in your family.
Oh, yeah.
You call for them.
They take care of everything.
And they don't charge you any money, not a dime out of pocket throughout the entire process.
Yeah.
So 801-355-5550, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or you can go to their website and chat online, utahadvocates.com. I got to go. Chainsaw Guy's going to be here. I got to go get something out of my desk.
All right. Well, Chainsaw Guy is here. He is the... Oh, there he is.
Hi.
Hi, Chainsaw
You're
Guy.
spending all morning with us. I feel very honored, Chainsaw Guy.
I don't know. I may have to take off in a bit. You know, this is my very busiest day. Chasing screaming kids out of the haunted houses. It's very hard.
Is it fulfilling work?
Well, yeah, to a certain point. But, you know, I find my work as a self-certified life coach a little bit more satisfied. I can answer people's questions, you know, their
love questions,
life questions. All you have to do is call us at 877-602-9696. That is your dumb number, isn't it? Right?
Well, it's the number. I don't know if it's a dumb number.
877-602-9696. I saw a text question a while ago, and it's a guy said, I have a teenage girl. How can I convince my teenage daughter I'm not an idiot? And I sent back, I said, you can't. You know why? Because you are an idiot.
I like to think of this as
Hello, yeah, what?
It is,
Chainsaw Guy edition.
Well, whatever you want to talk about with Chainsaw.
So, yeah, 877-602-9696.
Hello, yeah, what?
Well, that's the dumb number you use to reach out to Chainsaw Guy. You know, I spent many years reading self-help books.
Is that how you became a self-certified life coach?
You bet your booty. Sure did.
That's how one becomes self-certified.
Yeah, self-certified life coach. I can tackle just about anything.
Because you have to do something the rest of the year. You're not there are no
Well,
haunted houses to chase people around all year long.
No, that's true. I put my shingle out out on the front of the house. It says, you know, Chainsaw Guy lives here, self-certified life coach. Please come in.
Just walk in.
Just walk in. You can just walk in. And then I also have the worm farm.
Walk-ins welcome.
Yeah, well, just walk in. It's fine. You don't have to have an appointment or anything. And I like answering the calls that aren't coming in today on your stupid phone line.
877-602-9696. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's your attitude that's keeping people away.
You keep saying everything's dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
Hello, yeah, what?
What do you two knobs know about it?
Well, see, there we go again.
I mean, I can be kind.
Now, Chainsaw Guy, you are a life coach, love coach. Do you have a special someone in your life?
A Mrs. Chainsaw Guy?
Well, I'm just wondering if there's...
I had a Mrs. Chainsaw Guy, but then I went to that law firm. You know, she's trying to take every... See, we got divorced. She's trying to take every... She was trying to take my Poolin and my Eager Beaver and my Still Chainsaw.
Doesn't she realize that's your work?
Yeah, well, she doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
No, she's got herself a new guy. She just wants my chainsaws and my hockey mask. Can't have it.
You're taking me for everything you're worth.
That's right.
All right. Well, here are a couple of text questions.
Okay.
That I guess we could do.
right.
And they're basically about chainsaw maintenance. One, how often should one change the oil in the chainsaw? And two, how often do you sharpen your chainsaw?
You don't sharpen a chainsaw, you dope. You just buy a new chain. I'll buy it out here. And say the long to go. But I don't care anymore. You just don't have on it. But you know, maybe it's just half of it. I'll take them something. And then I put my front down. And I put my other thing in the front and on my foot. And then I put a hand bigger. And it's really easy to and it's very handy for removing warts.
Warts, huh?
Warts. If you got a wart, you get the chainsaw.
That's a better way to remove it.
My small one.
Now here's a texter that is laying some information on me. I'm shocked to learn this because I'm apparently so naive.
What? What is it?
Texter says, all life coaches are self-certified. It's not a regulated profession. I'm shocked to hear this.
Listen.
This is astounding to me. This is the first I'm learning this.
Mr. or Miss Smarty Pants. When you say it's very difficult to self-certify. You have to read that Life Coaching for Dummies book.
That's right. And that's not an easy book to get through. There are no pictures.
No. Life Coaching for Dummies. That's what you do.
It's all words.
In the back of the book,
Yeah.
there's a form, and you can Xerox it and fill it out.
Xerox it.
Yeah, photocopy. Yeah, don't make fun of me. I'm older.
You've been chainsawing for
I've been chainsawing for decades.
Decades.
And so you fill out the form, and then you can frame it. And that's your certificate, see?
So when people come to your house, you can point to it and say, see?
That's right. You hang out the shingle, they walk in, you just point it out on the wall.
I'm just shocked to learn that this is not
Well,
a
you
thing.
learn something new every day.
Okay, now here's a question. Who is your favorite slasher? Michael Myers, Leatherface, Jason?
Well, you know.
But I think I was a fire dog.
Would be Phil Raymond.
I'm Phil Raymond, yeah.
Who was that?
Phil Raymond.
Phil Lyman.
Phil Lyman. Oh, okay. Yeah, I like to think that you're the best of two worlds. You bring Leatherface with a chainsaw, and you bring Jason with your hockey mask.
That's
So,
right. It's,
best of all worlds.
Split personality.
Right
Get
down the middle.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right down the middle. All right. Well, thank you, Chainsaw
All
Guy.
right,
Thanks for coming in.
All right, I got work to do.
Okay.
All right.
I got kids to chase.
Yes, you do. All right. Let's see. Also, Carrie, I don't know if you know this. Again, I'm shocked to learn.
Well, you're here to be
learn
schooled.
these things. Apparently, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if you know this, but when Chainsaw Guy gives advice, it's hard to hear him over the chainsaw sound. This is shocking to me.
I thought everybody could. I can hear him just
I can
fine.
hear him just fine. I don't know what the deal is with y'all.
I don't know. He seems to speak pretty clearly.
Thank goodness for you people.
He had to learn articulation to talk from behind the hockey mask.
Not just anybody
No.
can do that.
Thank goodness for you people. I've only been doing this job for about 40 years, so thank you for helping me. Nick at the Disco. All right, 7:23. Time now for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These are examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. And you'll decide which one of these 3 is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, October 30, 2024. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
Can't buy it. Got to win it. Radio from Hell Boner T-shirt.
Boner candidate number 1, I think they did it to make you crave more pizza. A pizzeria in Wisconsin is apologizing after unintentionally contaminating its pizzas with THC. Famous Yeti's Pizza in Stoughton, Wisconsin, said the potential contamination applied to pizza sold October 22 through October 24. The business said THC-contaminated oil taken from a shared fridge was mistakenly used to make the pizzas. After receiving reports from staff, Yeti's owner and employees of unexplained physical reactions, we underwent an investigation with the Stoughton police and the local health officials. So people were reporting after eating some pizza. I'm feeling weird after eating this pizza. Today it was confirmed that the pizza had been sold with dough mistakenly prepared with Delta-9 contaminated oil. The oil accidentally used in the product originated from a shared storage space in the on-site cooperative commercial kitchen, said Yeti's.
Why would that even be there?
Who knows? Yeti's operates in a space with shared kitchen. It's a shared kitchen. Other businesses also work in that kitchen. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience caused. Yeti's confirmed that all the contaminated products at the restaurant had since been destroyed. We just want to be sure that anybody who has this pizza on hand throws it away so that they don't get sick. Public Health says that the THC-contaminated pizza, the symptoms can include dizziness, increased blood pressure, increased heart rate, nausea, vomiting, anxiety, panic attacks, paranoia, hallucinations, short-term memory effects, time distortion, and the craving of more pizza.
And watching Teletubbies. In my case.
Speak for yourself, Gary.
I think they did this just to get you to crave more pizza. Boner candidate number 1. Here's boner candidate number 2. Fox News. Oh, so fair. Oh, so balanced. Fox News airing Vice President Kamala Harris, her closing argument speech at the Ellipse near the White House on Tuesday night, last night. All networks covered it live throughout. Fox News, however, opted to offer its own derogatory opinions of Harris's speech through a series of increasingly unhinged and absurdly biased chyrons. You know, the message at the bottom of the screen.
Oh, I never saw this. Go to x96.com/live. You can see it.
The immediate reaction to Harris's speech on mainstream media outlets was largely positive. Harris spoke compellingly and delivered specifics about her policies, including on the economy, in a clear and concise manner, in a way that is perhaps unfamiliar to many who haven't watched one of her rallies or events. She also drew a stark contrast with her opponent, former President Donald Trump, citing the reports of his disregard for those who serve in the military and his enemy within rhetoric that is seen as divisive, because it is, and anti-American, because it is. Hate that. That is seen as anti-American. No, it is anti-American. Why do they have to soften things like that?
Because they're going to both sides us into oblivion.
And this is from Mediaite, I believe. Fox News Chiron writers, however, spent the entirety of Harris's speech appending lower thirds of the screen that mocked her address. Here are the chyrons they ran.
Okay.
Kamala lists policies she failed to enact as vice president.
She's not.
Kamala vows to lower costs after 3.5 years.
Yep.
Kamala calls for unity while trashing Trump. Kamala focuses on Trump, not voters. Kamala's final pitch to voters is all about Trump. Desperate Kamala, closing message, all about Trump. Kamala pushes fear in closing message. Kamala calls for unity while trashing Trump. Kamala delivers final pitch to voters. Fair and balanced in what way is that?
Nope.
Do they still use that slogan?
No, they haven't in a long time. They realize
they don't even try.
They don't even try anymore. But the fact that the word news is in their logo, that's the problem.
Boner candidate number 2.
It's going to be a long week.
Yep.
Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3. Well, we thought it meant she was a crybaby.
All right. Owner candidate number 3 coming up after this big boy news and opinioendo. Before we get to the news, update. Urine collection going well.
Oh, good.
Glad I was here on time. Lots of people waiting. All right. News brought to you by.
Brought to you by, I could be right now giving your business address, your website. You have a sale going on. I could be telling people about that. Right now, instead of wasting my time, this precious, valuable airtime,
as you're wasting it right now. Just say there's no sponsor. It's astonishing to think that 2 decades have passed since the beloved cult classic Napoleon Dynamite first hit theaters.
Wow.
20 years, really?
Directed by Jared Hess, The film was made on a modest budget, but it went on to achieve remarkable success, raking in over $46 million globally. During a recent interview on Scripps News Morning Rush, actress Chandrella Avery, who brought the memorable character of LaFonda Lucas Dynamite to life, reflected on her iconic role, discussing the film's lasting impact and the growth of her career since its debut. Looking back on the film's success in just a year, Avery says her life changed dramatically following the film's release. In one calendar year, I couldn't even walk outside. I had to move my whole life around because people just knew who I was. It made a big difference in my life, and it does continue to do so. Despite all the great accomplishments I've had, people still love Napoleon Dynamite, and so do I. I'm not sure what great things she's done since then, but she says
I don't remember seeing her in anything else.
It really has helped her. She said that she tried to envision, she said, I wonder what LaFonda's life would be like 20 years on. I would hope that she and Kip have gone to Detroit, started several businesses, and had several kids, and then come back to Preston, Idaho to open up another business, probably a do-rag company or something slick and sexy. She has her own production company, streaming distribution and production company called Glass Slipper Pictures, where she currently has 23 films in the works. Fans are left wondering what's next for Napoleon Dynamite. You know, they should do it. They should do it 20 years on, and what the characters are all doing. And
they tried doing an animated series. And
I remember that.
Didn't quite take.
Yeah. I think, but this would just be really ripe for, streaming services.
Sure.
Yeah.
If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true.
I didn't see that movie until sometime after, everybody talked about it and so on.
Yeah.
And I think I went to see it when it came back around in theaters. And I remember the place was packed because people who had already seen it were there to see it again. And I was really not sure what I was going to get into, and was just thoroughly
it's charming.
Thoroughly enchanted by it. It was great. Salt Lake City police say that they are investigating a crash between a truck and a person using a wheelchair near 4th South and Redwood Road. Police tell Fox News that the crash happened Tuesday morning. The pedestrian was taken to the hospital with serious but fortunately non-life-threatening injuries. Police say they want to remind drivers be extra cautious and attentive while driving due to the weather. And they add, ensure that your lights are on and working properly. It's sometimes hard to see people in wheelchairs when they're out, crossing the street. So just try to be more cautious in the future. The Utah County Sheriff's Office is seeking tips after a hiker eerie discovery in the mountains left them with little to no answers. This seems to be happening all the time lately. Officials said a man called Saturday to report finding what he believed were human remains while climbing in extremely steep terrain in Springville Rock Canyon, which is located north of the lime kiln in Springville. Investigators went to the location and agreed that the remains appeared to be human, but they were, and I love this word, they were skeletonized.
Oh.
So I guess that
there's
no meat on
tissue.
the bones.
Yeah.
No meat on the bones. The Utah Medical Examiner's office later confirmed that the remains were indeed human. Sheriff's office said investigators have contacted multiple law enforcement agencies. None have missing persons cases with any apparent connection to the area where the skeletal remains were found. The problem is, right now, we don't know who this is. We don't know if it's a man or a woman. We don't know exactly how long it's been there, said Spencer Cannon, Sergeant Spencer Cannon with the Utah County Sheriff's Office. They say they don't believe that the remains are historic, that they've been there for, they're of a modern era.
But they say it's a weird place because it is so steep there.
Yeah, it's really steep. And it's an odd, but somebody was hiking there and found them, but it's an odd place to be hiking. Carmen Yulin Cruz's cell phone started buzzing on Sunday when she was at the airport in Connecticut waiting for a flight to Puerto Rico. A stand-up comic at former President Trump's rally had called Puerto Rico floating garbage, a floating island of garbage, as video clips of the comic Tony Hinchcliffe began flashing on airport screens. Fellow Puerto Ricans preparing to board their flight began erupting, Ms. Cruz said. People were asking me, Mira, Yulin, what's this guy saying? Only in more colorful language, she said. As president, Trump fought bitterly with Ms. Cruz, the former mayor of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Ms. Cruz and other Puerto Rican leaders and resist. Now, this is President Trump, who just recently said, like yesterday or the day before, I treated Puerto Rico so beautifully. I brought a hospital ship there when there was that big hurricane. We helped the Puerto Rican people.
He said, no president has done more for Puerto Rico than me.
And did I tell you about the sliced bread I invented?
Yeah. Well, and there was a news story yesterday that it was just uncovered that he was trying to trade Puerto Rico
for Greenland. Yeah. Here's
when he was president. He was trying to make that deal.
That's not.
No, it's not a joke.
No.
Here's what happened. He resisted sending billions of dollars in aid after the territory was ravaged by back-to-back hurricanes in 2017. He made angry comments on social media and threw paper towels at Puerto Ricans during a visit that few, if any, have forgotten. He even wondered privately if the United States could sell the island or trade it for Greenland. In 2019, Trump decried local leaders as incompetent. A year later, while running for re-election, he tried to portray himself as the best thing that ever happened to the island. That's not the way most Puerto Ricans see it.
No.
Although, and I just looked for it and I couldn't find it, when he was doing a rally last night and talking about this, there was an official from Puerto Rico there with him, right?
There was.
Yeah, somebody who is...
I don't know who it was.
Who obviously is kissing that ass, hoping that if Trump becomes president, that'll help
But
Puerto
I know
Rico.
the president of the GOP in Puerto Rico said, I'm not voting for him until he apologizes.
Yeah.
And, of course, you're not going to get an apology out of
Ever, for anything.
For anything.
Here's Donald Trump at his best. He used Marjorie Taylor Greene to explain what he believes happens to vehicles that are powered by hydrogen fuel cells.
What?
Perhaps involving, and their mishaps involving hydrogen fuel cells are very rare. But Trump has repeatedly insisted cars that use them are unsafe and even explode all the time. Speaking at a rally in Atlanta, he decided to spice up his criticism by including Marjorie Taylor Greene, who was there. You know, you're not recognizable if something goes wrong in one of those cars. If something goes wrong and, Marjorie Taylor Greene with that beautiful blonde hair is driving down the highway in a hydrogen car. And the problem with the hydrogen car, if something goes wrong, it's like the atom bomb went off. And you're not recognizable. They say, oh, we think we have it under control. That's not good enough. They'll say, we thought it was Marjorie Taylor Greene riding down in the middle of the turnpike, but she's no longer recognizable. We just found some of her.
What?
We love her, though. We love her.
It's like an atom bomb?
Hydrogen cars do not explode. And a Colorado teen has been hospitalized with kidney failure after eating E. coli-infected McDonald's burgers. McDonald's says the Quarter Pounders are coming back to the stores
without onions
right away. Without onions. And I maintain that that's not a damn Quarter Pounder.
Nope.
If it doesn't have an onion on it, it's not a Quarter Pounder. And finally, this. Steve Bannon, released from federal prison on Tuesday. Yeah. He held a press conference in New York just hours later.
He didn't learn his lesson, by the way. He immediately just started again.
Where he fielded an unusual question. He was in federal prison for 4 months after being found guilty of contempt of Congress. Bannon refused to comply with the congressional subpoena. But Bannon foreshadowed chaos that was to come when he warned all hell will break loose tomorrow. That's what he said the day before the riot at the Capitol. But so here's Bannon. He's standing on the Upper East Side, and he took questions. At one point, a man identified himself as Robbie Roadsteamer. And he asked the convicted felon, Steve Bannon, a question. Hey, Steve, Robbie Roadsteamer here. As Bannon grinned awkwardly, perhaps sensing that something was amiss. I'm wondering, when's the next insurrection? And when can we storm? And can we storm the Burger King after this? The man then claimed he was in prison with Bannon. We were in Danbury that first month together. You remember? Oh, he looks great. You don't remember me? We was lifting weights and stuff in the weight room. When's the next insurrection, Steve? How are we going to do this and stuff, man? As he spoke, two men approached him to escort him away. I'm leaving. The
only thing I don't believe about this is him saying, we were lifting weights together, and Steve Bannon didn't lift.
No, the guy's giving Steve Bannon a hard time. By the way, as they escorted him away, he says, I'm going. This place smells like mothballs. All right, that's it.
Weather, traffic.
Okay, it's chilly, 39 right now, only going to get up to 44 for a high today. We could have some rain mixed with snow in places. It's very, very cold and a chance of that, about a 30% chance. Looks like Halloween's just going to be cold, but not wet. So hopefully for trick-or-treating that will be all right. 53 tomorrow. Next chance of rain looks like it might be Thursday. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Saturday. Traffic we have. Delays northbound I-15 from 53rd South to 33rd South. This is due to a crash in South Salt Lake. We have a crash, SR 224 Meadows Drive. This is up in Park City. The left lane closed both east and westbound. Expect delays coming from I-80 toward the city. And whatever you're seeing on the roads, please text us and let us know, 33986.
Here's boner candidate number 3. We thought it just meant she's a crybaby. They were just trying to say she's a crybaby. An advertising company has removed a large billboard on an Ohio highway that depicted Vice President Kamala Harris in a vulgar way. The billboard showed a fake image of the Democratic presidential nominee. It says here about to engage in a sex act. What the picture is, and it's all manipulated. It shows Kamala Harris on her knees with her tongue sticking out. And the text around it reads, Kamala can't talk right now. She's at a baby shower.
That was on a billboard?
This billboard was posted along a highway on Friday in the appropriately named Licking County, Ohio, but was removed on Sunday. Kennedy Outdoor Advertising told the New York Times. A Kennedy Outdoor Advertising spokesperson said, "We took the billboard down once it was brought to our attention how vulgar the advertisement actually was." A spokesperson who remained anonymous due to fear of threat said that the company didn't see the crude aspect of it, thought it was just portraying the vice president as a, quote, crybaby. We don't condone anything like that, not in any way whatsoever, whether we agree with it politically or not. We could never agree to do anything like that.
Didn't
this was a mistake.
Didn't this have to pass through many eyes?
No, as a matter of fact, it did not.
Not anymore.
They and I believe this. The company says we're a really small company. This was passed on by just one person. One person looked at it and said, "Okay, fine." So who placed it? RK Towing Service, a towing service in Newark, paid for the billboard. Kennedy Outdoor Advertising told the Newark Advocate. The Independent has reached out to RK Towing for comment. Haven't heard anything out of them yet.
But don't call Trump supporters garbage, whatever you do.
So there you go. Well, we thought it was just like she was a crybaby. I don't. Yeah, sure.
All right.
Boner candidate number 3.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boner candidate number 1. I think they did it to make you crave more pizza. That's somehow a Yeti pizza in Wisconsin using THC oil. It happened to be in the refrigerator next to the dough mix, and they used it in their dough. And actually, it made people sick. Some people sick, or high, or both. Boner candidate number 2, Fox News, fair and balanced. Kamala Harris's remarks at the Ellipse yesterday, and they ran all of these very negative chyron messages while she was doing the speech live. And Boner candidate number 3, well, we just thought she meant she was a crybaby.
All right, here we go. Time to vote for Boner of the Day. Which one of these is the worst? Which one should be Boner of the Day? 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. The one that you think should win. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Or you can call Katie in the producer's booth. She'll take your live voice vote at 877-602-9696. Or you can go online, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner of the Day, Boner Voting, October 30, 2024. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. You've got less than 4 minutes to get your vote in, so let's go. This is Boner of the Day. Right after we award the Boner, don't forget, our veterinarian, Dr. Josh Davis, is going to be here answering your questions about your puppies and kitties. So get your questions ready right after this. Boner of the Day.
Listen to Radio from Hell and Home.
It's often said that people of Utah speak a language all their own. It's a language that's often confusing and even incomprehensible to newcomers here in the Beehive State. So, Radio from Hell presents a handy guide to help everyone understand how the natives speak. It's the Utah word of the day, and today's word is...
snuff. S-N-U-F-F, snuff. Now to use the Utah word of the day, snuff, here are the mayor of Mona, Utah, Don Criddle, and his son, Denver Criddle. The town of Mona is still without a local radio station because of the disappearance of the station's broadcast tower. Yes, someone or something has stolen KVOM's tower, all 200 feet of the steel structure, and no one seems to have a clue. But Denver may have a lead on the theft. Again, the word is snuff.
Daddy, the KVOM radio tower was stolen.
Yes, son, months ago, I know. And no more radio tower, no more KVOM morning show consisting of Captain Breakfast and Benny the Egg. Which means no more liberal bleeding heart anti-MAGA crap out of that egg fella. And no more anti-Marimona junk, too. No more Captain Breakfast calling me Mayor Fiddle and Biddle and Diddle.
No, Daddy. That was just all high-spirited radio guy talk. They don't mean nothing by it. Most radio folk I have found don't even know what they're saying when they're saying it. Their mouths are moving and words are coming out, but they really don't know what them words are.
Well, that don't surprise me a bit. Diarrhea of the mouth. That's what my mother used to call it. But what do you want about anyway? You hear something about what happened to the radio tower?
I did, Daddy, I did. And what I'm about to tell you maybe will sound far-fetched. Maybe even far-fetched, but just have an open mind, okay, Daddy?
All right, okay. Now, what about the missing radio tower?
It was Dalton Smalley that put this thought in my mind, Daddy.
Smalley? Oh, for hell's sake, Denver. He hasn't been right for 20 years or more, ever since his ma turned him out of the house so she could use his room for that second husband of hers. He's still living at the landfill?
That's how I came to be talking with him, because I was down at the landfill looking to see if someone had tried to just scrap some of the tower, looking for pieces of it. And we was talking about who could have took a whole radio tower. And that's when old Dalton showed me this picture. Here, Daddy, take a look at it.
Denver, you have handed me a picture torn out of a magazine of Godzilla. That is a picture of Godzilla from some movie magazine.
But look close, Daddy. Look what Godzilla has in his hand. It's part of a radio tower, and he's using it to smash stuff with. I think Godzilla stole our tower.
Okay, boy, that's enough.
But, Daddy, look. The monster has a radio tower in his...
I said that's enough. It's a picture from a magazine. It ain't a crime scene photo, so that's enough.
Okay. Mr. Smalley also sent along these sweet rolls for you, Daddy. He says the baker's trucks drop them off at the landfill every week and that they're really actually pretty good.
Join us again some other time as we examine how the Utah natives speak with the Utah word of the day.
All right, time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day brought to you in part by, like French bread pizzas. Except that my wife made them on ciabatta rolls. It was really good. Oh, man.
And make the music better for you by taking the Utah Music Survey at x96.com. By participating, you're eligible to win $1,000. People with worse taste in music than you are doing the survey, so make sure your opinion is heard. Take the Utah Music Survey at x96.com.
You ever think of doing French bread or putting hot honey on a pizza? It works really well.
You've been using a lot of hot honey these days.
Well, we got a bottle of it.
It's on the counter?
Yeah. Let's put that on the pizza. So boner candidate number 1, people, pizza related.
Yeah.
People got 23 votes. So it was a battle between boner candidate number 2, the Fox News, just completely biased coverage of Kamala Harris's speech yesterday, and then the Billboard.
Yeah. It was close.
2 votes.
Yeah.
The Billboard wins. Both of them got well over 100 votes, but the Billboard wins by 2 votes. Boner candidate number 3.
That's your boner of the day for today, October 30, 2024. It's now qualified to be boner of the week. And is this sponsored, Gina?
Well, I mean, I could be saying your business here. Contact our sales department.
Yeah, particularly if you have a pet-oriented business.
Yes.
Dr. Josh Davis is here. He is a veterinarian. Do you have a specialty in veterinary medicine? And do you have one? Or are you just like a general practitioner? Or?
Yeah, I mean, they're all specialties, just like in human medicine. I'm not a specialist, but I have interest in surgery. Things like that.
You're going to perform surgery today, I see.
Yep, we got some dentistry and oral surgery today. So, yeah.
So what you need to do is call and ask questions about your kitties and your puppies. 877-602-9696. You can also text questions to us if you're shy or you can't. I don't know. 33986 is the number. I don't know why you wouldn't call on the phone.
Maybe there's people asleep in your house and you don't want to wake them up.
Well, here's our first question. Let's see. We recently adopted a Chihuahua Yorkie mix from the shelter. His name is Grady, after Delbert Grady from The Shining.
Okay.
He is terrified of being groomed. He can't be groomed by a professional or myself. Any tips to get him comfortable with that? ? He has a dental with anesthesia next week, and they will shave him in the meantime. But how do you
accustom your pet?
Yeah.
Yeah, pets in those situations, especially the adoptions, you don't know all their history. So, and little dogs they can be a little more scared of things. And so grooming is really important at the same time. So I think the best thing is to take your time over time and take small steps towards the parts that make that comfortable, whether that's brushing, bathing, things like that. Sometimes a little bit of medication can help with that, in those really stressed out situations. Yeah, a mild sedative or tranquilizer. Right. But you don't want them to be knocked out either, because you want them to get used to that experience. Yeah, for sure.
All right, 877-602-9696 for phone questions.
I'm really interested in line 1 because the answer to this, because I suffer from some of this sometimes too. So,
Chris is here.
Hi, Chris. What's your question for Dr. Davis?
So I adopted an older dog. He's like 10 years old, and he keeps getting anal gland infection.
Oh, man.
And I'm just wondering how to avoid this because it keeps happening and it's expensive to fix.
Yeah, anal glands they're a pain literally in the butt with dogs and cats sometimes. And in those types of cases, so one is keeping them emptied out regularly, which normal pets will do that on their own, but some pets we have to go in and empty out those glands, and that's a vet visit or grooming visit sometimes.
When you say regularly, how often is regularly?
It depends. Yeah. Some dogs it's once a month, some dogs every 3-4 weeks, and some dogs it's like once a year if ever. So
with me it's every other day, but
yeah, and they're just not fun. So there are extreme cases too where we just know it's going to be a losing battle for whatever reason, whether it's genetics or infections or things like that. There are surgeries to actually remove the anal glands, and they're not inexpensive, but also you'd never have to worry about them again too. So
what are they for?
There's a balance for that. In real life, in the wild, they're scent marking, like territory marking, and identification that way.
Isn't that what you use it for, Bill?
Well, yeah, but I didn't know for sure. I just do it,
Yeah.
It's kind of habit.
And I had a pet, actually a surgery yesterday. We took out the dog's anal glands because it was having similar issues. So,
maybe you want to consider that.
Okay, yeah. Probably.
Something to think about.
Yeah, save you money on the long run and your dog a lot of stress.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's go to Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hey, Jason, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Saratoga.
Okay, what's your question? Oh, what's your pet's name, by the way?
His name is Dirk.
Dirk. Okay. Question?
The question is I think he may be having problems with dementia. He's just kind of, he used to be a dog that would sit by our side, and now he is constantly outside and refuses to come in, and kind of, he looks confused, and he doesn't respond normally to commands and so forth.
So is this something that can happen to dogs? They get dementia?
Yeah, it is described in dogs. They can get we call it old dog kind of cognitive dysfunction, and they can have some of those behaviors. But there are those situations where they can be losing their hearing or their vision. Arthritic pain can also change behavior. So there could be multi-factors, but there is definitely that dementia-like syndrome that can happen to some dogs.
And is there anything that can be done about this?
There are, in some situations, there are medicines or special diets that can help some dogs. So best would be get an assessment and make sure we rule out the other medical problems, and then you can kind of talk about if all you're left with is dementia, you can talk about that, because that does happen.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay.
See you later.
Thank you, Jason. All right, and a quick text question: what is the risk that a dog who is anesthetized for dental cleaning will die from the anesthesia? I think there's a lot of factors involved.
There are a lot of factors, and the risk in general is low if you check the boxes as far as the medical team with your physical exam and making sure lab work is healthy and that you have a good history on the patient, just like if we're going in for anesthesia. And not everyone does anesthesia the same either, so it is good to ask questions of your medical team about the process because we want to make it as safe as possible, and generally it is safe if there aren't other issues. So
all right. Thank you. All right, well, we will continue with your questions after these messages. 877-602-9696 is the phone number, or text your questions to 33986. Traffic, Gina.
Oh, Dr. Davis was a little late this morning because of this accident northbound I-15 just after 33rd South, blocking 3 right lanes. They have been able to move it off to the right, but there's lots of residual slowing in that area. Crash northbound Legacy Parkway near Center Street, North Salt Lake. It's just after you merge onto Legacy from 215. The right shoulder is blocked there. And Springville to Orem, northbound smooth sailing roads pretty much dry at this point. That is an Infiniteam member checking in via text at 33986. If you have something, please let us know. Celebrate Halloween this Thursday. Area 51's Halloween Night Extravaganza, $1,000 in cash and prizes. The biggest Halloween party of the year at Area 51.
All right, so we'll continue with Dr. Josh Davis after these messages. Stand by. Goldback.
There's something a little bit exciting about gold. I mean, when you see it, you see it and you handle it and you go, this stuff is really, you see why people value it. And right now, you can get, you think, I can't get into the gold, precious metals, I can't do it. Well, you can with Goldbacks, local currency made of 24-karat gold, offering physical, spendable form of wealth protection. This is a good hedge against inflation, too. Goldbacks maintain their value because they are made from real gold, offering natural resistance to inflation. As the price of gold increases, so does the value of your Goldbacks. And then you can also lease them through the UPMA and earn up to 3.5% annually on top of the growth of the gold price. So if you want to find out more about Goldbacks, go to alpinegold.com. Alpinegold.com. X96 listeners use the promo code RADIO for free shipping on orders of over $200.
Thank you.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
This is from the Deseret News, and I don't know if they surveyed people for this or it's just the writer's opinion of where the best French fries in Utah are. It's National French Fry Day today. But it says this article was originally published in January, but it has been updated for National French Fry Day. There are dozens of places that have excellent fries of different kinds. And without further ado, here are where you can get the best fries in Utah and why. Now, the first one on the list, and I don't know if this is in any order. It's just, a list. And I disagree with this one.
Okay.
Crown Burger.
What do you mean?
I don't care for Crown Burger fries at all. They're too fat and too mealy inside.
You're not eating them hot then, are you?
Yes, I am. I always get Crown Burger onion rings because
I usually get the onion rings
because I don't care for their French fries.
Well, you got to eat them hot.
Well, Gina, I don't make it a habit of eating cold French fries.
If you wait till you get home, you got to eat them in the car.
It says here they are. Here's why I don't like them. This is the way they say why they like them.
Okay.
It says they're thick and salty. They are not as crispy as other places, but what makes them stand out is their fresh taste. I don't agree. Number two, and I agree with this one, and I think these are the best French fries in town. Bruges Belgian Bistro.
Oh, it's their specialty.
The Bruges fries. They are crispy, well salted, and have great dipping sauces, and they're great. I agree with this one as well, although I have to tell them don't put salt on them. Tony Burger. They have the skinny fries.
I like the skinny fries.
And they're shoestring fries, and they're really quite good. Haven't had these. Spitz. Mediterranean place.
Oh, Katie likes those.
I'm not. No.
And then they say they have street cart fries loaded with different toppings. Lucky 13 fries. I've had them, but I don't remember them.
I usually get onion rings at Lucky 13 as well.
They have, it says...
They're okay.
Cajun fries if you want. Yeah. Garlic rosemary fries. Cubby's, not familiar with it. They do a crinkle cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently they have a pretty good burger, I've been told.
Cubby's. Crinkle cut sweet potato fry at Cubby's. Do we count sweet potato fries as fries?
I think that should be a separate category.
I don't think sweet potato fries are fries. They're not fries.
They're good. They're sweet potato fries, but they're not.
Wait, hold on, you two. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't.
Sweet potato is a potato. It's a tuber.
But it's a different
It is deep fried.
But they were making just regular potato fries for decades before somebody said, hey, why don't we do it with a sweet potato?
It tastes different.
They're both tubers.
And then this is the final one on the list, but I also have the list of where the best fry sauces are. Guru's Cafe. I don't even know where that is.
I don't know where that is.
It doesn't say in the article?
It does not. And this is also sweet potato fries.
Oh, this is why you don't know. It's in Provo.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
Sweet potato fries. And then they also have an adjacent list where are the best fry sauces. So Greek souvlaki, number 10.
Really?
Number 9, Arctic Circle. I think Arctic Circle is the best fry sauce because they invented it. Number 8, the Purple Turtle. That's in Lehigh.
We did a show from there.
Yeah,
once,
and I remember the fries being really good.
Yeah.
Crown Burger. They have
a good fry sauce. Yeah,
I use it on the onion rings.
Depends on the Crown Burger you go to. Because some of them have relish in them, and some of them don't.
Oh, really?
And I do not care for a relish in my fry sauce. That's just Thousand Island, and you're cheating.
Tony Burgers, they have something that called Tony sauce, and it's essentially fry sauce. Cubby's Chipotle fry sauce. Chom Burger. Don't know where that is.
No idea.
CHOM?
Yeah, Chom Burger. They have Chom sauce.
That doesn't... Okay.
And number 3, Station 22. Don't know where that is. Number 2, Hires Big H.
Yes.
Yeah, good. They have good fry sauce.
Chom Burger's in Provo, too.
That's why we don't know.
I don't eat anything at Hires anymore.
What do you mean?
I don't eat anything at Hires anymore.
I love Hires.
I became disenchanted with their food some years ago.
I am enchanted with Hires.
And Bruges waffles and frites, because they have the great fries and they have all kinds of dipping sauces for the French fries.
There you go.
So there you go.
Thank you very much.
Inga. Yeah, she has.
We've been married too long, Carrie.
It's just instinct. In Tooele. That's the important part.
Yeah, has a question about her hamster. Told her to call in with that kid. That's a complicated question in Tooele.
You don't really deal with hamsters, though, do you, Dr. Davis?
Small things here and there, but not in general.
Not in general.
Sorry.
877-602-9696. I think the phones are full right now, but We'll open up a line as soon as we can.
Alicia.
Hi, Alicia. Where are you calling from? Alicia.
Or not.
Hello. Well, there's a line open right there.
There's a line open for the hamster call. All right. Lindsay. Hello, Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsay. Lindsay,
Hi.
where are you calling from?
West Jordan.
Okay, and what's your dog's name?
Dobby and Chino.
Dobby and Chino. And what's your question?
Yeah. Dobby, my Chihuahua, he comes back in from outside, and he starts jumping on my Newfoundland's back, who's also a male.
Mm-hmm.
My Newfoundland starts to growl, and then they get into a growling match and chase each other around. I'm just wondering what my Chihuahua's doing and how I can stop it.
Don't stop it. This sounds very entertaining.
It is entertaining. Because the Newfoundlands, I don't know if you know what they look
Huge.
like, but they're huge.
Yeah, they're Newfies. They're big.
Shaggy.
I think they're just
I'm
playing.
wondering how to... I don't think so, because one time it got really aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well.
I'm thinking the Chihuahua's trying to show dominance,
Yeah.
but
Sounds
I just
like it.
don't know how to stop it.
What do you think, Dr. Davis?
Yeah, it sounds like you're probably on the borderline of dogs being dogs and playing, and then but when you have that size difference, you have to be really careful with that.
Yes.
So if it's kind of in that situation, one of the things you might try is just in that exact situation is give them something to get their attention while they're coming back in and they're excited and everything. Whatever they like to do is to kind of steer them away from each other until they can calm down, and then just kind of let things go after that.
I didn't mean to hurt Dobby, Mama.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to hurt Dobby.
Because even just playing, that size difference could
Yeah.
just get stepped on. I've seen dogs break their legs and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just being careful that way.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thanks,
I will
Lindsay.
try. Thank you so much.
Thanks for an entertaining question.
877-602-9696. We got a couple of lines open. Let's see. Let's go to, this is Alicia.
Hi, Alicia.
Hello.
Hi, what's your puppy's name, Alicia?
My puppy's name is Pepper. It's a girl.
Pepper, and what's Pepper's problem?
So Pepper is about a year old, and she's just started twerking. We don't really call it humping because we have little kids in the house. So she is twerking.
Twerking makes it better somehow?
Right?
Yeah.
But she's only just doing it to my husband, just the one man in the house, nobody
Wow.
else, and no stuffed animals. I'm wondering why she's doing that.
Question, has she been spayed already?
Not yet.
Okay, so that may be part of it. Is even though they are female dogs, they still can have that behavior, and if they're intact, then that behavior might be a little more prominent in those situations. And maybe your husband's just the lucky recipient.
Just tell your husband to tone it down.
Of the twerking.
Hey, tell your husband, tone it down, buddy.
Yeah. So if you are planning on spaying her, it may help with some of that behavior, and then as they get older, they often will smooth out with that too.
Or maybe change his cologne. Maybe
Yeah.
he's wearing the cologne he wears is too nice. I don't know. But
So she is doing it. How do I stop her from doing it? I mean, do I reprimand? Do I get mad at her, or how?
Yeah,
Kind of embarrassing.
With dogs and cats especially, negative reinforcement may not get you where you want to be. So more of positive redirection. So if they've got a favorite toy or treat or something they like to do, is trying to direct them away from that. But that behavior is on some level probably hormone driven and behavior driven. So you have to change that because it probably won't just stop on its own.
a squirt gun is not a good idea.
It's kind of that negative reinforcement category.
Yeah.
You may get some response, but it's not. It won't. It'll be harder to solidify that
And
response.
if getting her spayed is helpful, and that's something you should do anyway.
Yeah.
I would just
Absolutely. Yes, she
Yeah.
has an appointment.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
well, there
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah. So let's see how that does for you.
Okay. Thanks for calling.
Thank you. Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
The thing is, though, even after they get fixed, sometime our dog Artie, he was
twerking?
fixed. He had a particular stuffed dog that he
You would
loved.
deny him that love.
Oh
Let
no,
him have that
we let him
love.
have it.
Yeah. Yeah. Their age can really factor in. If they learn those behaviors, it's harder to lose.
Could
them
I just
too,
pose this
so.
question? Is porking really better than humping?
She said
Twerking.
twerking.
Oh, torking.
No,
Yeah.
twerking.
Twerking.
Oh, sounded like porking.
Yeah.
All right.
You just hear porking.
That's well.
You wanted to hear porking.
Let's go to Caitlin.
Caitlin.
Caitlin, are you there?
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Go ahead.
What's your pet's name?
My pet's name is Felix.
Okay, what's Felix's problem?
So he's a Chihuahua pug, and he is just constantly scratching and itching, and to the point where he will cut himself and he'll be red. He rubs his belly across the floor and will give himself a carpet burn. We've tried using like eczema creams and things like that. I'm just wondering maybe what it could be, if we should take him in, or why he's constantly scratching like that.
Yeah, with that breed mix especially, you're probably dealing with allergic dermatitis, which is similar to eczema in people, and often requires multi-therapy approaches to deal with it, because they will cause quite a bit of self-harm, and they typically will have chronic ear infections, chronic skin infections. And so I would get that looked at for sure, because there are some things medication-wise and also topical-wise, like special shampoos and things like that, that can really help decrease that itchiness. So we're comfortable. It's a very common problem, and definitely get seen if you can for that.
Great. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
I'm
All right.
tired of him waking me up scratching all the time.
Yeah, it sounds bad.
All right,
Okay,
let's
thank
see.
you.
Danny, your question. Tell Jill that she can hang on to play Beat Gina if she wants to, because we are out of time. Danny, hi.
Hi, Danny. What's your question?
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
I have a German short hair, and it's got like a growth on her foot,
What's the dog's name?
and it's like Olive.
Olive, okay. A growth?
And yeah, it looks like a pile of warts, like a bunch of small warts all piled together.
Mm.
It's probably like inch and a half round, kind of a ball.
On the dog's foot, on Olive's foot. Okay.
Kind of, I would say ankle if you were to.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. And that sounds, so as dogs age, they very commonly will get just benign little skin growth, skin tags, stuff like that. So what you're describing sounds like that. And other than they can be irritating and get infected if they get licked on too much or just irritated. So we'll often remove them more cosmetically and just to reduce the chance of problems. But, without a biopsy, I can't tell you 100%, but it's probably benign. But if it's irritating you or the dog, we'll remove those at dental cleanings or just, things like that. So
there you go.
All right.
Probably irritating both of us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank
See
you very
Danny.
much. Well, there we go. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks, you
Dr.
guys.
Josh Davis off to dental surgery.
Off to dental surgery day.
All right.
So.
Have fun.
All right, we'll see you guys.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Traffic, Gina, please.
Still some residual slowage at northbound I-15. So there was a crash at the top of the on-ramp from 33rd South. It's been moved to the right shoulder, but there's still that's Gus barking. saying
Barking
goodbye
at the
to
vet.
Dr. Davis. Still some residual slowage, particularly through Murray, northbound I-15, quite slow through there. We also have a crash on Legacy northbound at Center Street. And let me see, everybody's texting in the pet questions now. Then Dr. Davis is gone, no more of that, but you can send us traffic issues if you're seeing them out on the roads. 33986 is where you do that.
All right. Beat Gina coming up after these messages and a song. Easy to play, easy to win a prize. What is the prize today?
So Tower of Terror is winding down at Broadway Center Cinemas, but it is running through this weekend, so we have tickets to give away to that.
Tickets to the spooky movie. 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play. Beat Gina after these messages. 877-602-9696. Randlife.com/X96.
You're getting tired of your surroundings. Maybe you live in an apartment. You're tired of the noisy neighbors upstairs or to the side of you. You need a change. You need to get a home. You know you want a home, and maybe this is the time to do it with Rand Life Home Loans. Right now, Rand Life has got the low interest rate of 3.25%. That's on a 3-in-1 adjustable rate mortgage for FHA and VA loans. That's 3.25%. Rand Life is local mortgage company, and that means that you can get some serious purchasing power going. You could potentially borrow up to $190,000 more and snag your dream home. Get out of that apartment, get out of the house you don't like, into a house you do like. Don't wait. Turn your dream into an address with ranlife.com/X96. Learn about their incredible low rates. That's ranlife.com/X96. Let Ranlife help you unlock the door to your perfect home.
All right,
Something
what do we
happened
know?
to you, Bill? What happened to you?
Oh, this is weird. Have you ever been accused of a crime?
No.
Not accused?
Accused. Yes.
J'accuse?
You've never been accused of a crime ever, Gina?
No.
No?
No.
I think I have before, but this was just odd. And I thought, why me? What's up with this? Now
You have a guilty look about you.
Do I?
No, I'm just.
I don't know.
I don't know. I need the situation.
Oh, now I remember being accused of a crime before. I was pulled over once on my way down to Cedar City. The cops pulled us over. I wasn't speeding or anything. I said, "Why?"
Mm-hmm.
And they just kept saying, "Well, we need just check my drive." And then finally they said, "Well, there's been a car. There was a robbery or something, and your car matched the description.
Oh.
That's why we pulled you over." But in this situation yesterday, I was at a grocery store.
Okay.
And I bought a sizable amount of groceries,
Mm-hmm.
$150 worth of groceries, something like that. And I went through the checkout and paid for my groceries, and they loaded them in the cart, and I walked with my cart, pushing my cart over to the elevator to go up to where my car was, and a store manager or something.
Excuse me, sir?
Yeah, stopped me at the elevator, says, "Excuse me. Could I ask you a question?" Yeah?
You thought he was a fan of the show.
That's exactly what I did. I thought he's going to ask me something about the show, or something. That's what I thought. And he said, "Did you pay for those groceries?"
All of them? He thought you stole all of them?
I said, "What?" He said, "Did you pay for those groceries?" And I said, "Yeah." I thought it was weird, too, because I had seen him he was over by where the cash register, checker.
Did you self-check out?
No.
Okay.
No. I almost never do that.
Yeah.
And I, anyway, I thought he'd seen me there, and it's going through my mind, well, wait a minute, did my debit cards somehow not work, and I didn't realize it, and I walked away.
Well, the cashier would have said so.
Yeah, or maybe and then she said, "Oh, get him." But I said, "Well, yeah,
Did they give you a receipt?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's easy, done.
Although, a lot of times I say, "No, I don't need the receipt."
Yeah, because it's just...
I always take the receipt.
Yeah, well, you probably should. And a lot of times when I say, "No, I don't need the receipt," then I think, well, if somebody stops me and I don't have it, it's going to be a hassle.
I take the receipt in case I bought the wrong thing, and then I can return it.
Oh.
But, I said, yes, of course I did. And he said, "Oh, well, okay. I'm just checking because I said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, a lot of times people, they fill up their cart and they come over here and they just get on the elevator and leave."
Well,
and I said,
but they were in sacks, right?
Well, they were.
Or they were your sacks.
They were my. They were.
Okay.
They were my. They were all personal.
Your tote bags.
Tote bags and stuff. Yeah. And that's it.
That's
because he said something, and I said, "No, I paid for this stuff." And he said, "Well, I see. Okay, you have your own grocery bags."
Mm-hmm.
And that's what he meant. I thought.
That's.
I thought what he meant was, "Oh, you didn't steal that stuff because you have your own grocery bags."
No, that's why he thought you stole that stuff.
Or might have.
If you'd have had just sacks provided by the store, then it would have been, well, clearly he had to go through checkout.
But I don't know why he didn't. So then why didn't he pursue this? I guess.
He didn't ask to see your receipt?
Well, I said, I have a receipt in there somewhere. I threw it in the bag, one of the bags. He said, "No, that's okay. That's all right. You're fine. Go ahead."
See, in the direction I thought this was going was you had something underneath the cart. that you forgot
Which I
about,
have done
which
before.
has happened.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a bag of dog food or something.
I have done that as well. I've actually paid for it and then left it because it was on the bottom of the cart and I forgot that it was there. And I've done that. And there were three things on the bottom of the cart. But I had paid for them. I know I paid for them. It was just, I just thought, and he got on the elevator with me.
That's interesting.
And we went up, and he got off at the floor before
Mm-hmm.
I got off. And as we went up in the elevator, he said, those are nice shoes.
He felt bad.
I guess. I really like those shoes. I said, well,
Did you steal those? Did you pay for those?
Well, what I said was, I said, oh, thank you. They were very expensive.
You got a nice shoe department here.
But
in
it's
the
just
store.
kind of, it makes you feel kind of weird.
Yeah.
When somebody says, excuse me, did you pay for those groceries? Yes. Of course I did.
Well, what if you didn't? Or were you going to say no?
You got me.
Wouldn't you have said yes no matter what? Yeah, I paid for them.
See, I'm
still baffled now.
No, see, I'm weird about my receipt because there was a store that I was going to that was having some issues with their security system. You know, you go through the door and they got the mags that are there.
The alarm goes off.
And occasionally they would just go off.
That happens at Smith's all the time.
And if I'm going through there and it just happens to go off, oh my! You know, usually it's because you didn't. There's the bar thing on prescription.
Strip.
Yeah, the magnetic strip on the prescriptions or on some over-the-counter drugs.
Yeah.
And unless those are deactivated, it'll set it off. So I've always been weird about having the receipt with me on top of the grocery set.
It's not weird, Carrie. It's prepared. That's
It's
not
because
weird.
I don't want to be hassled by. Oh, do you have? No, here is my receipt. Here.
Now, my experience with that, and I don't usually ask. A lot of times I don't. They say, "Here, do you want the receipt?" No, I don't need the receipt. And because first of all, you said you do it because in case you want to take something back.
Yeah, that was the other reason.
I
often buy the wrong thing.
I find that they'll take it back anyway. They don't. You know, I go back and I say, I bought the wrong thing, or this is spoiled, or something. And do you need the receipt? No. They say no, just leave it there. And the Smiths will always say, just leave it there and go get the one you want.
I don't want to have any question as to whether.
See,
with
I
the
bought
receipt, there's no question.
I bought a sweater at Nordstrom Rack the other day.
Did it have an anchor on it?
No. And they forgot to take the security tag off.
Mm-hmm.
I got
That's
it
happened to me before,
home,
too,
and I'm
yeah.
like, crap. But now you have that weird thing if you have to go back to the store with this thing with the security tag.
But if you were a thief, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I'm like, I had my receipt, and I was holding them both. I'm like, I'm just here to get this take. I paid for it.
You didn't even need the receipt. If you were a thief, you would not take it back to get the security tag taken off. And by the way, when the alarm has gone off, that's happened to me too, Carrie. And again, without a receipt, I go, I what? And they go, oh, never mind, it's okay.
You're okay, Bill. We know who you are.
At Smith's, they do. I was not at Smith's in this case. I was at a store that I don't shop at that often.
Always take the receipt. Always.
Well, I think I will.
Every day is Halloween. 8:23. Meet Gina, brought to you by
The Tower of Terror, back at Selig Film Society's Broadway Center Cinema, featuring your favorite horror movies every weekend from now till November 2nd. Find more information at slfstix.org.
Well, every weekday, it's another episode of Beat Gina, America's favorite game show. I'm Beat Gina announcer Johnny O with news from Liberty, California.
Okay.
That's where Mrs. Clark S. Shankston revealed to the world her remarkable weight loss secret.
Oh.
It's a weight loss method that many American women now swear by.
Not men.
It's the Jif diet. Here's what Mrs. Shankston told us.
What?
Quote, for 8 weeks, I ate 3 peanut butter sandwiches on white bread with 3 large glasses of whole milk at every meal. I am now down to my high school dress size, and I feel just great, she said.
Interesting.
So stock up on Jif today. Results are not typical. Your actual weight loss may vary. Consult your physician if you have concerns. But remember, for weight loss, choosy mothers choose Jif. And now, choosy mothers also choose this man as their favorite game show host, Carrie Jackson.
Thank you, Johnny. How many days did she do that?
She did that for 8 weeks.
Just peanut butter sandwiches.
Well, at every meal, it doesn't say it doesn't say whether she ate anything else.
Was there jelly on the peanut butter?
Peanut butter only. Peanut butter, white bread, 3 large glasses of milk, 3 sandwiches every day.
I don't. Oh, okay. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you very much. Let's see. Looks like the randomizer has picked a contestant. John is on the phone.
Hi,
John,
John.
are you there?
Hello, hi.
Hi, John. All right, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game if you call it. Heads or tails, you choose.
Tails, please.
All right. It is heads.
Oh, and he even said please.
He even said please.
Oh, I feel bad.
Well, then let him go first.
All right.
That's how bad you feel.
You lost the coin toss there, John, so Gina goes first. The first question is for her to answer exclusively, and if she gets the answer correct, she gets the point. If not, John, I will allow you to answer the same question, and if you get it correctly, you'll steal the point away from Gina. We'll go back and forth till one of you gets 3 points. The prize being those movie tickets and a Radio from Hell coffee mug. All right, here we go. We have some leftover questions today, pop culture, multiple choice. We have leftover I Love Lucy trivia.
Okay.
Gina? Who was the first choice to play Fred Mertz, but turned down the role?
Okay.
That's the neighbors, you know.
Fred Nethel.
Fred Nethel. Who was the first choice to play Fred Mertz, but turned down the role? Was it 1, Jack Webb? Was it 2, Rhett Butler? Was it 3, Marlon Brando? Or 4, Gail Gordon?
I don't know. I'm going to say number 1.
Jack Webb?
Yeah.
I don't
You mean Sergeant Joe Friday?
No?
Hey, Rick, let's
Okay.
go
I
down to
don't
the club. Go ahead, steal it, John.
John?
Gosh. I don't think it was Rhett Butler. I mean, I will have to say 4. 4. I'll be 4.
Gail Gordon.
Yes, Gail Gordon, who was on the show all the time as
Yes.
Mr. Mooney, her boss later on.
All right. John, next question for you.
Yes, it's 1-0, John's favor.
What was Lucy arrested for in Paris on the show? Not for
Not
real.
real life.
Not in real life, but on the show. Lucy was arrested for something in Paris. What was it? Was it 1, inciting a revolution? Was it 2, putting ketchup on a filet mignon? Was it 3, cigars for Fred Mertz? Or 4, counterfeit money?
Yeah, you know, I was excited to beat Gina because I'm old enough to remember most things. This Lucy stuff. Gosh. I'll do the cigars, please.
Cigars for Fred Mertz?
No. Gina for the steal.
Is it counterfeit money?
Counterfeit money is correct.
That was the only I don't know that episode. That was the only logical. All right, it's 1-1. Gina's question.
Gina.
Yes.
Lucille Ball wrote a play.
She did?
What was the name of the play that she wrote, hoping that Ricky would be the star?
Okay.
Was it 1, A Tree Grows in Havana? Was it 2, Baba Loser? Was it 3, With 2 You Get Green Card? Or was it 4, The Cuban Tobacco Picker?
None of these make sense. None of these make sense.
One of them is correct.
Is it really?
Yes.
I'll go with The Tree Grows in Havana.
A Tree Grows in Havana is correct.
Really?
Wow.
Okay, wow.
That was close.
All right, 2-1. John, now you can try to tie it up.
John, when Lucy tried to smuggle a giant cheese into America, she told people it was a baby. This was on an episode.
Okay.
What was the name of the baby she gave to the cheese? Was it 1, Howda? Was it 2, Big Mac? Was it 3, Chester? Or was it 4, Manson?
What was one again?
Gouda or Gouda?
Let's
if you
go with Chester.
You want Chester? Chester
All
is
right.
correct.
Oh, phew.
Man, 2-2. Now, Gina, your turn.
Okay.
Gina?
Okay.
Ethel has 3 middle names.
Does she now?
What are they?
Hey, Rick, did you know Ethel has 3 middle names?
I didn't know this. Ethel has 3 middle names.
Okay.
What are they?
Okay.
Is it 1, Grumpy, Sleepy, Dopey?
Uh-huh.
Is it 2, May, Roberta, and Louise?
Uh-huh.
Is it 3, Ehrlichman, Haldeman, and Dean? Or was it 4, Michelle, Rochelle, and Lachelle?
I'm betting it's 2.
That is correct.
And you win the game.
Oh, John, you thought this would be easier.
Oh, my.
All right.
Well, hey.
Yeah, probably.
But
Sorry.
you did say please at the beginning, and because you are so polite, even though I beat you, I'm going to give you these Tower of Terror tickets inside of a Radio from Hell coffee mug anyway.
All right. John, there you
Thank you.
All right, listen, I've got to go. I've got to go have a peanut butter sandwich.
How many?
Well, I was just looking at it. She said she ate 3 peanut butter sandwiches and 3 glasses of milk at every meal.
At every meal?
And she lost weight?
That's
No
what it
way.
says. Well,
No
that must be all she had.
That can't be true. All right. Thank you. News brought to you by...
Prepare for a spine-tingling, family-friendly adventure, Laser Halloween at Clark Planetarium. Immerse yourself in a dazzling world of light, laughter, and fright. All-ages spectacular show runs every evening at 7 p.m. through October. Get tickets at clarkplanetarium.org.
Zoe E. Kravitz and Channing Tatum,
Channing
Tatum are calling it quits.
Really?
After 3 years as a couple.
Oh.
Multiple sources confirmed to People magazine that the Batman actress and the Magic Mike actor have called off their engagement. The two first became an item after working together on Kravitz's feature directorial debut, Blink Twice, in which Tatum starred and got engaged a year ago. On the Tuesday, the 29th, Deadline reported that Kravitz and Tatum are among the actors cast in alien invasion comedy Alpha Gang, starring and produced by Kate Blanchett. Kate Blanchett is producing and starring in an alien comedy.
Sure, why not?
Called Alpha Gang. Okay, I'm there.
She can do anything.
Unless she makes a comedy that she can be in, no one's going to cast her in a comedy.
That's a good speculation, I would say.
But, well, I think it's all that Gambit heat that Channing Tatum is getting now. Yeah.
Oh, he really generated it, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
As a Canadian company is working to restart one of Utah's old uranium mills, federal officials are considering new steps toward cleaning up radioactive waste at another, showing the continuing toll of the last surge of uranium development in Utah. ISO Energy Limited announced earlier this month that they had acquired Anfield Energy Incorporated and all its assets, including the closed Shootaring Canyon Mill near Tickaboo, Utah. And that sounds like I'm speaking a foreign language, doesn't it?
Yes.
And uranium mining projects across the Four Corners region. The only conventional uranium mill still operating in the country is at White Mesa, Utah, in San Juan County. The Shootaring Mill has been on standby in Garfield County since 1982. ISO Energy has applied to restart it and expand its capacity and hopes to begin processing uranium in 2026. Uranium mills crush and chemically treat ore to create a concentrated uranium powder, popularly known as yellow cake, which is then shipped and processed elsewhere to become fuel for nuclear plants. But with the global shift towards nuclear power, said ISO Energy Limited CEO Philip Williams in a statement, we believe the outlook for uranium has never been stronger. Another Canadian company, Western Uranium and Vanadium Corp., is working to build a new uranium mill in Emery County. It just acquired property where it hopes to build yet another mill in western Colorado. At the same time, the Bureau of Land Management is seeking comment on plans to expand cleanup efforts at the Lisbon Valley Uranium Mill near LaSalle. You see, this groundwater got contaminated with all of this uranium stuff after decades after the mills were shuttered, and nobody went in to clean it up because the companies went out of business. That's just one of several sites, though, where American taxpayers are continuing to pay to clean up waste in Utah from the last uranium boom. So I think maybe we say to these companies, these Canadian companies and others,
You
okay,
pay for it?
You
Yeah.
want to start this mill up again? You have to pay for cleanup.
Yeah.
It should be.
And you have to pay for cleanup that existed prior to you coming in here.
Yes.
It's
called the cost of doing business.
Aaron Clement drives one of the massive trucks at the world's largest open pit copper mine out here in Bingham Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't been out there, you cannot imagine the size of
they're
these
huge.
vehicles. It's like a house on wheels, says Mr. Clement. Mr. Clement, who works at Rio Tinto Bingham Canyon Mine Truck Shop, participated in a pilot project with a new type of fuel for this giant mining equipment.
Mm-hmm.
They have switched from a traditional fossil fuel, and I think they run on diesel, to what's called renewable diesel. It's made of soybean and food waste.
Really?
The
I saw that. That was in Back to the Future.
Yes. The company has even installed a special pipeline for this fuel at the mine. As far as performance goes, well, it's pretty identical, Clement said.
That's cool.
I don't notice a whole lot of difference, maybe a little less smoking. Other than that, nothing really changes. Oh, it probably smells like French fries from time to time. On Tuesday, Rio Tinto Kennecott announced that it has converted its entire fleet of mining vehicles to renewable diesel, which it believes will contribute to less emissions in Utah's air shed.
Love it.
So it seems to be working.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm sure that the Republicans here will be all for it.
U.S. District Judge Eileen Cannon, I think it's Aileen Cannon, said the praise that former President Donald Trump heaped upon her recently, and the speculation that he would promote her if elected president, that's not enough to warrant her recusal from cases involving Trump. Why isn't it enough?
Exactly.
I'm promising you a job.
Why isn't it more than enough? Cannon issued her 7-page decision in response to a motion by Ryan Routh, who is charged with attempting to assassinate Trump on his Mar-a-Lago golf course last month. Defense attorneys for Routh had argued that Cannon's appointment to the bench by Trump in 2020, her work on other Trump cases, presented the appearance of bias.
Yes.
And thus warranted Cannon turning over Routh's case to another judge. I've never spoken to or met former President Trump, except in connection with his required presence in an official judicial proceeding, Cannon wrote. I have no relationship to the alleged victim in any reasonable sense of the phrase.
You're on his list for finalists to be Attorney General.
The man who attacked Nancy Pelosi's husband, he was sentenced to 30 years in federal prison for attacking Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer.
Good.
Because Nancy wasn't available to smash with a hammer. A San Francisco jury in June found David DePape guilty of charges including aggravated kidnapping, first-degree burglary, false imprisonment of an elder. Before issuing the sentence, Judge Harry Dorfman dismissed arguments from DePape's attorneys that he be granted a new trial for the 2022 attack against Paul Pelosi, who was 82 years old at the time.
Yeah.
It's my intention that Mr. DePape will never get out of prison. He can never be paroled, Dorfman said.
Exactly.
While handing out the punishment.
Because he still is saying the same stuff. He hasn't even repented and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that." He's still talking about it.
They say his mental health and isolation have made him susceptible to online propaganda. Well, let him out then. Let's have a crime story. We go to the crime desk. Gina Barberi, what's up in crime?
This is a crazy story. Stick with me. Both the wife and mother-in-law of an American Fork man who was shot were arrested and accused of conspiring to murder him on Tuesday, according to American Fork Police Department. So this is a couple who are from Utah, moved to California. They're going through a nasty divorce.
Okay.
The wife comes back to Utah to live with her mother, supposedly while they're working things out. Several weeks after she came to Utah to her mother, her husband said he wanted her to return to California and booked her a rental car. According to police, the woman said that she came up with a plan, faking an ankle injury So she couldn't drive. So you're going to have to come here and get me, she said, which he did. There are text messages between her and the husband saying, now you're going to come through the front door, right? She had placed an air tag in his car so they could track him coming and know when he would get there so they could be ready. This is her mom, and her brother. Her brother's the one that ended up shooting him. He said in self-defense, there was a knife planted in his hand. Police said that night he was not holding that knife. It was deliberately planted there. This is all three of them are in big trouble in American Fork.
All right. Finally, this story. Starbucks is eliminating its controversial olive oil-infused drinks from the menu less than a year after they made their nationwide debut. The lineup of Oleato drinks will be eliminated from Starbucks menus in the U.S. and Canada. They are saying they want to simplify their menus. What in the hell is a Starbucks drink with olive oil in it? Why does
nobody ordered them?
Why does it have olive oil in it?
They thought it was going to be a thing.
Why? What? I can't imagine putting olive oil in a coffee drink of some sort.
All right. Sports, weather, traffic.
So a couple of World Series things. Of course, you've probably already seen the video of two New York Yankees fans who were ejected from Game 4 of the World Series after ripping the ball out of Los Angeles Dodgers' Mookie Betts' glove on Tuesday. I mean, just violently, like grabbing his arm. And also, pretty cool, Freddie Freeman has broken a record. He's homered a record 6th straight World Series game. He's like guaranteed homer every game. And the Yankees did win, so we go on. They play today at 6 o'clock. Dodgers lead the series 3-1. Real Salt Lake went to penalties, and unfortunately they lost to Minnesota in penalties 5-4. Let's see, Utah Hockey Club tonight, 7:30 against the Calgary Flames. And the Jazz have not figured it out yet. They're 0-4. They lost to the Sacramento Kings last night, 113-96. That's your sports. Weather, it's chilly today, 39 right now, only going to get up to 44 for a high today. It's actually cleared up pretty much. There is still a 30% chance of showers, rain/snow, depending on where you are. Looks like Halloween is going to be just cold but not wet. That's good news. High of 53 on Thursday. Next chance of rain looks like it could be Saturday night. Traffic, that earlier accident northbound I-15 33rd South, I think the accident is cleared up, but we still have some residual slowage in that area. Crash northbound Legacy Parkway near Center Street, North Salt Lake. Just after you merge onto Legacy from 215, the right shoulder is blocked. Friend of the program says semi-truck off the road at the North Payson exit. Can't go west off the exit. Thank you, Infiniteam, for texting that in at 33986.
All right, we're going to take a break right after these messages. It's your list of things that must go. Stand by for that.
And now, coming to you live and direct from Utah's broadcasting behemoth, Broadway Media, it's the entertainment world's most imitated game show, Beat Gina. I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola, and if I may, folks,
yes,
a personal story,
okay,
as told to me by Mrs. Ola, Lorraine. Lorraine has a friend named Yvonne, and according to Mrs. Ola, Yvonne always wondered why she was unpopular. And it was such a personal matter that my wife said it was difficult to tell her. But Lorraine finally worked up her courage and whispered to Yvonne,
yes,
hair under your arms is not only ugly and repulsive looking, but greatly aggravates the problem of body odor.
Yes.
And then Mrs. Ola told her of her own experience. I myself, said Lorraine, had a heavy growth of disgusting hair. I tried depilatory devices, she continued, evil-smelling powders, and painful electric treatments, even a razor. Shaving simply made the hair grow thicker. At last, I found New Veet, which contains Wenlo White. This dissolves the keratin in the hair and hair roots, thereby ending all superfluous hair troubles forever. And now my skin is so clean and white that no one could possibly suspect I was ever afflicted with that horrible, superfluous hair. And take it from a man, me, who has seen Mrs. Ola's underarms. Everything Lorraine says is true.
Calm down.
New white beet. New white beet is guaranteed 100% pure and delightfully perfumed. Send for a free sample today to the Day Health Laboratories Limited, Cunard Road, London.
Doesn't sound safe.
And now, speaking of 100% pure and delightfully perfumed, here is your Beat Gina host, Kerry Jackson.
Oh, thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
All right, let's go to randomizer has picked a contestant. Bryant is who you'll be playing against. Bryant, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. All right.
What?
Perfect.
Let's toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you an advantage in the game. Heads or tails?
Let's go tails.
All right. Heads. Terribly sorry.
Oh, you're one step further away from winning these tickets to see Glass Animals September 5th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater.
All right. It's looking like Gina might win today. So what are you prepared to do in her name if she beats you?
Donation to the wonderful people and pets at the Humane Society.
Thank you.
There we go. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's see. We got some leftover Shakespeare questions here, so we can get rid of those. All right. Gina's first question. During Shakespeare's lifetime, what major disaster forced the closure of London theaters twice?
What? Wait for the answers. All right. Our host prepares these answers very carefully.
Is it 1, Benny Hill died? Was it 2, the Great Tea Shortage of 1614?
Yeah.
Was it 3, the London fires? Or 4, plagues?
It was the plague.
Plagues.
That's a point for you, Gina. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Now we go to Bryant.
All right, Bryant. What is Shakespeare's longest play? At over 4,000 lines, the longest play. Is it 1, My Wife's a Hobby Horse? Is it 2, Hamlet? Is it 3, Macbeth? Or is it 4, Thou Damned and Luxurious Mountain Goat?
Oh, let's go with Macbeth.
Terribly sorry.
Well, Gina, you got another point here.
It's Hamlet.
Hamlet.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
it's going to be a quickie here.
Yeah, Macbeth is a rather rapid. I mean, it's fast. It's short. All right, it's 2-0, and I believe Gina controls the question.
In his will, Shakespeare left his wife what? Is it 1, Thomas Kidd's phone number? See, that's kind of an inside joke.
It is.
Very inside joke. 2, syphilis. 3, his second best bed. Or 4, his favorite quill pen.
Sounds like a joke, but it is his second best bed.
Wow.
And there is no telling where the first best bed is.
There it is. Gina just sweeps the
You know what?
floor.
It's really not fair because I am
You
reading
are
a book right this minute
about Shakespeare, so
I'm sorry,
Not
Brian.
fa- you know,
Congratulations.
It's so not fair, Brian.
it is so not
I'm gonna go ahead and give you these Glass Animals tickets happily.
All right.
September 5th at
I
Utah
appreciate
First
it.
Credit Union.
All right. Hang on the line, Brian, until we'll get those.
Listen, I've got some unwanted hair to remove. Yeah, I'm coming, Lorraine.
All right. Lorraine Ola.
It's not Johnny's hair that has to be removed. You feel better, and it might even cure it. Might disappear from your life. So I'll go first. I've got a couple of my own today. First of all, interviewers who say, right, after almost every answer to a question they've asked, could you tell me how many hours it took you to do this, sir? Well, I worked 400 hours last week on working on this project, and I finally brought it to fruition, and I saved people money. Right. Now, and they say it constantly. I just want
It's a crutch.
I want the interviewee to say, when the interviewer says right, I want to say, I know it's right. I just told you. And then also another thing that must go is this headline from Scripps News. Who is Tony Hinchcliffe, the comedian who called Puerto Rico floating garbage? Hinchcliffe's set during the Trump rally was roughly 12 minutes long and included jokes about Latino, Palestinian, Jewish, and black people that many have said are racist. What you need to do is say that included racist jokes that many have said are racist. And now we turn to...
We've got to both sides this into oblivion. That's what you're doing.
Well, we turn to our listeners here who have fixated on a list that I tried to present last week about a list that I'd apparently done before.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things on that list had to do with pubic hair. These are two separate ones. First one says, what must go? I'm upset and I need to tell everyone what needs to go. What needs to go is wiry pubic hair. My pubic hair is rough. It's really rough. I wish there was a pubic hair softening oil that you could recommend to me. Until then, this must go. Say my name. I don't care. I need pubic softening. And it's from Derek. And then this one says, what else must go? Well, there's not a good way to explain this, but at a Halloween party last weekend, somebody commented that the hair on their fake hobbit feet looked like really horrible pubes. Without thinking, I immediately replied, oh, you know what you should get? You should get some pubic hair softening cream for that. Of course, someone in the group said, what? Pubic hair softening cream? I didn't know that was a thing. How do you not know about this? Listen, I'm in Washington, so nobody listens to the radio here.
I see.
My fate was sealed. I should have said... I heard it from somebody on the radio. But that sounds 100% made up. Oh, sure you did. Who would talk like that on the radio?
Exactly.
What kind of strange radio shows do you listen to? There was no way out, so I leaned into it. I said, you don't want to know how I know.
No.
Not everyone thinks the quiet girl at the Halloween party has really unruly pubes. Carrie?
Let's see. This one from, his last name is Hinchcliffe. Things that must go. Having a nice, obscure last name until some a-hole MAGA comedian comes along and screws it up.
Oh, you poor guy.
At least I don't have the pretentious E at the end. Make him go away.
Hinchcliffe.
This one from Tommy Milagro. Here are a few things that must go. First off, phone etiquette when calling a business or radio show. Things that must go. Calling from your noisy car. You sound like you're on a jet airplane. Also calling as you're boarding an airplane that's ready to take off. What do you think that is a good time to talk? And finally, thing that must go, treating politics like pro wrestling. Look, as someone who actually writes about pro wrestling for a semi-living at slamwrestling.net, I can say Republicans are no different than a heel/bad cutting a promo saying he is more awesome as a champion because he knows better than every fan and he is better than the face/good guy that is challenging him. In short, keep world politics from merging with the WWE and vice versa.
Too late.
Yep, it is. Way too late. This one from Timbo. The endless spam political text messages requesting a donation. I get 20 to 30 spam text messages a day. Even going in and blocking the contact does not prevent another spam text from another number. Just be aware that these text messages for political donations are mostly a scam. There's nobody out there that's going to 6 times or 20 times your donation. And finally, this from Leanne. People at concerts who hold their phones way above their heads to record the show. Dude, do it at eye level, you inconsiderate dillwads.
Or don't do it.
Or better yet, don't do it.
Let's see this from I Won't Read Your Name. Good morning. My list of things that must go. I have 2 today. 1, my 11-year-old daughter's tween attitude. I don't know how much more I can take. And my husband's beard must go. This will always be on my list because he loves it and doesn't want to get rid of it. Maybe the magic of radio will convince him. My rule is whoever kisses you gets to say what your facial hair situation is.
Your husband has quite the beard now.
I like it.
I'd like to come over and give him a kiss just to see how.
This is from Dan the driver. One thing that must go is please do not pull out in front of big trucks, especially when it's wet. It is hard for us to stop quickly. Thank you very much. Let's see this from Tony. Arguments about the Halloween costume as Julia Reagan PhD billboard, whether it's tacky or not. I've seen a bunch of these.
Yes.
It is tacky.
I heard it being discussed in our office.
Oh, really?
Somebody planning on going.
I think it is tacky.
And I wanted to speak up and say, explain the situation. Don't do that. But I just thought I don't care. Just do it.
And finally, this from Tracy: Old lady drippy nose must go. It's a thing.
Is it?
It's a thing. Like keep the little tissue stuffed in the
I see,
in the cuff of because their nose is always dripping. Yeah, old lady drippy.
Do I have that?
You might.
You might. I have it.
You have old lady drippy nose?
I do.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Things that must go on the radio. From Hell Show.
Traffic, Gina, please.
That earlier accident, 33rd South northbound I-15, it's mostly cleared up, but there's still slowage backed all the way into Sandy, it looks like. And still people dealing with that crash northbound Legacy Parkway near Center Street, North Salt Lake. It's just after you merge onto Legacy from I-215. The right shoulder is blocked there. Let me check our message stream. That's where Infiniteam lets us know what they're seeing out on the roads via text at 33986. Looks like there's nothing there, but you can certainly let us know what you're seeing on the roads. If we need to report it, we will report it. Nightingale College provides the opportunity for an ideal work-life balance from the comfort of your home with 100% online nursing classes and no waiting list. Become a Nightingale nurse. Apply for their upcoming spring semester at nightingale.edu.
All right, KXRK Provo. We're going to take a break, play a song. After that song, it's the Boner Recap Game. Easy to play, easy to win the prize. All you have to do is tell us who won the boner this morning. Now, if you heard it, you know, and you know it was close.
Mm-hmm.
So like two votes, I think it was.
So I would suggest that even if you did hear it, go and double check.
Check your work.
Just to make sure. Go ahead and cheat, x96.com. Look for the box that says Boner Voting, October 30, 2024. Click on that, and it'll say winner next to the winner. Just tell us who that is, and you'll win what?
Tickets to see They Might Be Giants coming June 10th to the Depot.
They Might Be Giants tickets, just for telling us who won the boner this morning. Easy to do after these messages and a song. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Play and win. Thank you. Now, Katie just reminded me that it is estimated that, what was it, yesterday? Yesterday was the 38-year anniversary of Radio from Hell.
Really? Yesterday.
Are you feeling that?
No, that's not when
That's
you
not
joined.
me.
That was
No.
when the whole format change at KJQ happened and all that.
And all of a sudden we were Radio from Hell on
KJQ.
On KJQ.
38.
I worked at KJQ earlier than that, but I've been on this show for 27 years.
27 years.
Or maybe 28 in May, I think. But
And you measure things by births.
by births.
I measure things by how much it hurts.
Because Festus will be 27 at his next birthday. That's how I figure it out.
Oh.
And I started with you guys before Festus was born. So.
Oh, okay.
But I worked at KJQ before that.
Oh, geez. So 38 years.
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
Everywhere. Pretty much everywhere.
And you guys still haven't got a watch yet.
No. Nor a dinner.
Or a dinner.
Or a dinner.
No one's ever given us a dinner
Never
or
given
a
us-
watch.
Never given us a dinner.
A gold watch and a dinner. That's what we need. Someday.
I don't think so.
No, I don't
think
either.
You should say
No, they're going to.
someday.
No. I maintain that somebody will come into the room and turn off the microphones and turn out the lights and say, it's been fun, but we'll see you later.
No, that's what happened to my dad. Tom Barberi, long time.
How did that happen? Yeah.
It was the classic Friday.
Friday.
They waited till after the show. Tom, I need to see in my office for a minute.
Yeah.
We're going a new direction, and that's it.
And that's it.
No goodbye, no.
And that direction, by the way, we're calling that direction the end of call radio.
Even though it's down
Basically.
the hall right now,
Yeah.
it's a sports station.
It's a sport. That is the same.
Yeah,
frequency, isn't it?
usually when they let radio people go, you don't know. You don't get
Yeah.
to come on the air and say I'm leaving.
It's
in 2
it's
weeks.
rare you get a goodbye show if you're being fired. Now, if you're retiring, you usually At least according to the radio trades that I read.
Yeah, you get it.
They let you do a final show.
So Howard Stern is at the end of his contract.
Yeah.
His contract is up the end of this year. He makes $80 million a year.
Oh, shut up. Why do you have to do that?
And they are begging him to stay with Sirius because he's
the reason.
There are people that will not pay for Sirius anymore once he's gone.
Yeah.
80, and he's like, yeah, I think I might be done at the end of this year.
No, he won't.
If he's made $80 million a year for the last 5 years, that's just the last 5 years. He was making millions
before that. Yeah.
I don't know what you do with that kind of. I mean, what
you invest it.
But for what? What he could not possibly live any better than he.
I would
good works.
I would travel. That's what I would do with that kind of. I would just travel. I'd say goodbye, suckers. Book a flight to Paris.
I would see if I could have. I would see if I could have some things replaced,
like parts of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
80.
So it's They just. I don't know. I do think that we won't be fired. They'll just turn off the lights.
That's us being fired. That's.
They'll wait till the end of the contract and then turn off the lights.
A texter reminds me, Doug Wright had a year-long farewell tour. Remember how excruciating that was?
Yeah, he did.
And he's still on the air.
No, he's not. He's only does commercials now.
Oh, that's right. They replaced him on the movie show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be one day you'll tune in and we'll be
not
gone.
Be here.
Oh, well.
So check our social media and we'll tell you.
But, 38 years or 39 years, whatever it ends up being.
It'll be 39.
That's a lot of time.
Can't go for an even 40, though. I'd like to go for an even 40.
Ed Brass says they wouldn't dare kill very important sports, so Radio from Hell will live forever.
That's true.
Why are you cold? Frank's not here.
What? It's
Is that a habit?
It's his presence. I can feel him in the room, even though Frank Christ, the Grim Reaper of celebrity souls, is not with us this morning. He was very busy.
He's just fine.
He's fine. He's just fine. Yes. And by the way, do we have contestants lined up to play?
We do. Okay. We have Daniel.
Daniel. Hi, Daniel. How are you?
I'm good.
You're good?
You're cutting in and out, Daniel. Try it again.
Oh, I must be fine.
There you go.
Fine.
Yes.
There we go.
There you go, Daniel. You are fine. You're just fine. Frank Chris could not be here today because, well, he was tired from Glennis Johns, and then he wouldn't say, but he said, there's an emergency situation, and I've had to park my scooter next to the bed in a convalescent home.
It could happen at any moment.
Yeah, of some celebrity who's just ready to go. So, but he gave me a list here so we can still play the game. Frank Chris presents. They're fine. They're just fine. All right, Daniel, because today is National Ellen Day, Ellen, an English girl's name meaning torch or shining light, Frank gave me a list of famous Ellens. Famous Ellens. All right, so you have to select the Ellen that is dead on this list. 3 of them are fine, but 1 of them Frank has claimed. Here we go. Number 1, Ellen Geer. Her father, Will Geer, was best known for playing Grandpa on The Waltons. Geer, Ms. Geer, Ellen Geer, began her film career appearing as a nun in a movie called Petulia. She followed that with an appearance in The Reavers with her father, Will. Then she did primarily guest appearances in made-for-television movies like Police Story, The Streets of San Francisco, Beretta, Barnaby Jones, Charlie's Angels, Chips, and Fantasy Island. Number 1, Ellen Geer. Number 2, this name is not very familiar, but Ellen Albertini Dow. She played the rapping Grandma Rosie in The Wedding Singer.
I know exactly who that is.
Performing Rapper's Delight. Her other film roles included Mary Cleary, who outs her grandson in Wedding Crashers, Disco Dottie in 54, the recipient of Christopher Lloyd character Slapstick in Radioland Murders, and a choir nun in Sister Act. She was also known to small screen audiences for her guest appearances on sitcoms like The Golden Girls and Will and Grace. Number 2, Ellen Albertini Dow. Number 3, Ellen Cleghorn. Known for her tenure as a cast member on Saturday Night Live, Cleghorn made appearances on the Nickelodeon show The Adventures of Pete and Pete, playing a bus driver, and she appeared in independent films and comedies, including Mr. Wrong, Armageddon, Coyote Ugly, Little Nicky, and Old School. Number 3, Ellen Cleghorn, and number 4, Ellen Barkin. Her breakthrough role was in the film Diner. Following years, she had starring roles in films like Tender Mercies, Eddie and the Cruisers, The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension, The Big Easy, Johnny Handsome, and Sea of Love. Number 4, Ellen Barkin. Daniel, which one of those Ellens is dead?
Could it be number 1?
Ellen Gear? No. No, I'm terribly sorry. Ellen Gear, it's a
She's
good
fine?
guess. She's fine. She's 82, and she runs a theater company in California that was established by her father. I'll give you another chance, though, Daniel. Unlike Frank Christ, we believe in second chances here. So listen carefully. Is it Ellen Albertini Dow or Ellen Cleghorn or Ellen Barkin?
Ellen Albertini Dow.
Correct.
Excellent work.
She died in 2015.
R.I.P.
Yes, rest in peace. She died in 2015 at the age of 101.
She would have been negative points if you had her on your day.
Yeah, that's right. So, Daniel, you're going to go see Alkaline Trio. Have you ever seen them live?
No, I haven't.
Well, they're really good. They're way better. I think they're way better live than they are.
You're going to enjoy that, and it's happening March 21st at Rockwell at the complex. He's just texting in to say, hey.
Kearns?
From Kearns. Some people call him Igor. He's like, no, it's Igor.
Because on this day,
yeah,
in 1995, Oasis released the single Upon Us, Wonderwall.
Well, good on them.
My wife told me to stop singing Wonderwall.
Why?
I said maybe.
Boo!
Boo!
Really? Well,
I mean, you know.
I don't think that deserved a boo.
All right. Well, let's see. What do we got here? It's time for the Boner Recap game.
Oh, this is where somebody can win a prize if they know who the boner of the day was.
Mm-hmm.
And do we have someone there?
Amy.
Amy. Hi.
Good morning.
Hi, where are you, Amy?
Good morning.
Where are you calling from?
I'm sitting in my lawn chairs that I bought from a thrift store, thanks to Bill in Salt Lake.
Well, now, wait a minute. Now, these aren't the chairs that I had for sale at my yard, are they?
It was.
Amy, well, how dare you call my yard a thrift store? Those are great chairs, huh?
They're so good.
I really
They're
wanted
so good.
one.
Thanks for giving them up.
I wanted one, but I
You can
said
come over
that
sometime.
I
You
said,
can come over sometime.
Okay, I said to Amy, "Oh, okay, you can have both of them."
Well, you got to have a set. It doesn't do any good to have one.
Yeah.
You gotta...
Yeah. Do you have somebody to sit in the other one with you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay. Well, Amy, I'll take you up on that offer, maybe. But it depends on the prize you win here. What is it, Gina?
Tickets to see They Might Be Giants coming June 10th to the Depot.
Okay, I'll come over. We'll sit in the chairs, and then we'll go see They Might Be Giants.
That sounds great.
All right. I'll read the three boner candidates to you. You tell me who the winner was, and you get the tickets. You'll win for sure. I'm sure you were listening earlier and you heard them, right?
Yep.
Okay, you know who won then. Boner candidate number one was, I think they did it to make you crave more pizza. Some pizza place in Wisconsin with a really terrible name, Famous Yeti's Pizza.
That was my problem with the whole story.
Yeah, that was
well, just one word, famous.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, if you are a Yeti that has a pizza parlor in Wisconsin, my guess is you're pretty famous because you'd be the only one. But they somehow accidentally mixed THC oil in with a bunch of pizza dough, and this caused people to get high, to get nauseated, and to also crave more of their pizza. It's a really stupid mistake. I don't know how that could have been done. Boner candidate number two, Fox News, Fair and Balanced. Oh, really? Fair and Balanced. They're running Kamala Harris's speech from the lips live, but putting all these derogatory comments throughout her speech on the chyron, the crawl beneath her picture. One of them, Kamala closes with fear and fascism. No, she didn't. was a very reasoned, positive, upbeat speech. And then there was Boner candidate number 3, again involving Kamala Harris. Well, we thought it meant she's a crybaby. I don't see how you could think that. So there are a lot of boner aspects to this. Getting this picture on a billboard in the first place, the towing company that bought the space, how the billboard company ever allowed this to be done. Now, they put up the billboard. It was only up for a day, if that long, and then they took it down. But it's a picture of Kamala Harris in a sexual position, essentially, saying, she can't talk to you right now. She's at a baby shower. So,
but don't call Trumpers garbage.
No, please.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
We haven't really talked about. So Biden said the people at the Trump rally, those people were. He didn't say that at the Trump rally. He just said people who support Donald Trump and that fascism are garbage. And somebody's you can't call all of them garbage.
Yeah. They're such whiny crybabies.
I just meant the people that are
that are saying these horrible racist
the
things.
Extreme.
That is how can you argue that is not garbage?
Yeah. All right. So Amy, my friend, who was the winner?
Number 3.
You got it by 2 votes. Can you recline all the way almost upside down in those chairs?
No, it's not one of those.
It's not.
We could try.
Okay, you make that sound so exciting. All right,
let's give it a go, Bill.
Right, hang on, Amy, and Katie will talk to you about how to get your tickets and enjoy the chairs. It was a great deal too. She got both of them for $20 or something.
All right, real quick before we take a break, I got a package.
Oh,
yeah, I saw that the other day. Big package addressed to you specifically.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I got to say, I appreciate it.
Okay.
But tell us who it's from.
Now, have you opened it? Maybe you can see inside who it's from?
There's no note. There's no nothing.
There's no return address?
It's from Canada. That's it.
Is it pot?
I wish. No. It's just, there's no... again, we got the butter rum lifesavers with no...
Yeah, nobody told us who sent us that big box.
But they sent us, it's the all-dressed Ruffles.
Oh, I love those.
So,
is it one bag?
It's a bag and a small bag. But then they also sent a loose leaf.
All dressed Ruffles, by the way, are potato chips.
Yeah.
And particularly Canada does this all-dressed seasoning.
A loose leaf of Star Trek bubblegum cards.
Well, that's cool.
So,
That's for you, clearly.
I'd love to thank whoever sent these.
It's Ryan Reynolds, right?
Is it Ryan
Well,
Reynolds?
it's from Canada.
It's from Canada.
I thought he was living here.
Must be Ryan Reynolds.
Wasn't he living in South Jordan?
But I appreciate it. Just next time, put your name on it
let
so
us
we
know
can
who it's from.
We can thank you personally.
Well, if Ryan Reynolds puts his name on the return address, then people are going to know where he lives.
There's the all dressed.
So all dressed meaning what? What's in them?
It's just a kind of seasoning. I don't know if it says exactly what it is.
It's red pepper, oil.
They're really good.
And
they're
onion.
Lay's. It's Lay's brand.
Yeah, red pepper, vinegar, and onion.
And they have had them here in America, but they are Canadian specific.
Yes.
Those sound delicious.
They are. Let's pass them around.
So we'll open them up and pass them around here.
And what's the little bag is all dressed as well?
Yes. There's like a lunch size and a regular size. So,
I'm ready for some chips.
Whoever sent those.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love to thank you by name, but there we go.
Thank you, Canada.
Thanks, Canada.
Maybe Trudeau sent them. Justin Trudeau.
Maybe it was. He knows I'm a fan. All right. Thank you. All right, we will take a break. We'll be back after these with Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Stand by for that. BigOTires.com.
Big O Tires is the team you trust.
Now, somebody texted in yesterday, because we always talk about, you got to get your air in your tires filled up if the light goes on when the temperature changes. And they texted in saying, well, during the winter months, you have to have a different tire pressure. Guess what? Big O knows what your tire pressure should be. Go to the experts and let them fill up your tires for you to the proper pressure.
Maybe that was a text from a Big O tire technician.
Maybe.
Could be.
There are many, many locations of Big O tires across the Wasatch Front, locally owned and operated. I think it behooves you to get to know your local Big O tire store, like I go to the one on 2nd East and South Temple. Right now, Big O is having a fall into savings sale. It goes, till the 3rd of November. Save up to $120 on select sets of Nexen, Nitto, Toyo, and Hankook tires at Big O. BigOTires.com. Go there, make an appointment online. They are the team you trust.
When you're listening to
I went to see Dune.
Oh, you did?
I was one of the lots of people.
I was just trying to find the box office, and for some reason, the Hollywood Reporter only wants to tell me about the Chinese box office for some reason.
I got it here somewhere. It was you went to like a megaplex or something?
Yeah, so I texted Daddy Gary right after Sean Mean's movie review on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Daddy Gary, do you want to go see Dune with me? Because I'm his sci-fi buddy and have been since he took me to Star Wars back in the 70s. So we've gone to all the Star Wars, the Star Treks, all of them. And he took me to the first Dune, the 1984.
Oh, the
Dune,
David Lynch one.
The David Lynch one.
He wants the spice.
And I pulled up the cast of the first one to compare to the new one. So you have Kyle MacLachlan, who was a handsome man back then. He was a good-looking man.
Still a good-looking man.
So that's the Timothée Chalamet.
He's your Chalamet of the day.
Yeah. And then you have Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who played the Zendaya character? Do you remember?
No.
Sean Young.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Crazy Sean Young.
Yeah. And
Patrick Stewart was in it.
Yes,
Patrick Stewart was in it. And the Austin Butler character was the Sting character.
Yes.
So it was kind of fun to look at who played what in the original one.
Who was the Baron in that?
In the first one?
In the suit.
In the fat suit.
Kenneth McMillan.
Oh, that's right, Kenneth McMillan. He was actually pretty good, I thought.
Yeah. But I remember saying when I watched Dune 1...
Brad Dourif was in it.
Yeah.
That it was a little boring. I thought it looked cool.
I thought it was
a
little
slow.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That is not the case for this one.
No.
This is 2 hours and 45 minutes, and at the end of it, Daddy Gary and I looked at each other and went, that was 2 hours and 4. It moves along, and I could have kept watching because it does. Actually, Sean Means compared it to Empire Strikes Back, where it's super satisfying, but at the end, you want to know what happens.
Doom
next.
Part 2 did $81.5 million on the weekend.
That's North America.
That's North America. 178.5 globally.
Mm-hmm.
And it's considered, great.
Oh, it doesn't land in China until next weekend, Japan the week after that. Okay. All right.
So I didn't see it in IMAX. I just saw it on...
Was it crowded?
On regular. It was playing... We went to the Century 16. It was playing like every 15 minutes in every theater. So our theater wasn't full, but every theater was showing it.
I'm going to wait a week or so and go see it in IMAX.
I can see where IMAX would be the way to go. I mean, it was great on just regular screen.
I don't know where to go for IMAX. Where?
You have to go south of 21st.
Oh, no. Never mind. I don't want to do
But
that.
There's one out west, and then there's one down south by the soccer stadium.
This is Zendaya's movie. She is the star of this.
Which I have been told by people who read the book that they enhanced her part. Because in the book, she's just pretty much there to be the girlfriend.
Nope.
And that's it.
She's great in this. She has a huge part. It was really good. I liked it quite
Max
a bit.
von Sydow was in the original?
Of course. All those great British actors, you know.
Oh, he's Swedish.
Swedish?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm starting to think more kindly of the first one now that
I got a regular bucket of popcorn, just in a.
Did you see the?
I don't think they had. I think it's only one.
It's only at the
chain,
AMC,
yeah.
and I think they're out west.
I was grateful for just the regular popcorn bucket.
Dean Stockwell was in the original.
Go see it.
You're thinking fondly about the original.
It was terrible.
Until you see the original.
I just remember Kenneth McMillan, like
he
like
was
a balloon.
Yeah, he was the high point of the whole thing. Call it 9:20. It's close enough.
It's 9:20.
9:20. Big boy news and opinioendo now brought to you by
Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State or HasterGames.com.
Well, here's something for locals to get torqued about.
Okay, I'm a local.
Torqued. Torqued, Carrie.
Not porked, torqued.
How about twerked?
Or twerked. A new drama series on Netflix will depict the violent collision of culture, religion, and community of the Old West, including the arrival of Mormon pioneers in Utah. The big picture, in America's Primeval, directed by Peter Berg, it takes viewers to the Mountain West in 1857, 10 years after Brigham Young led Latter-day Saints into what is now Salt Lake City. Up is down. Pain is everywhere. Innocence and tranquility are losing the battle to hatred and fear, as Netflix puts it, which released early images of the show. There is no safe haven in these brutal lands, and only one goal matters, that's survival. The casting notes and photo captions indicate that Utah will be featured prominently, with Kim Coates guest starring as Brigham Young, Jacob and Abish Pratt, heads of a Mormon pioneer family, are listed as starring roles, but they appear to be fictionalized and unconnected to the famous early church leaders, Parley and Orson Pratt. The Pratts are played by Dane DeHaan and Sarah Lightfoot Leon. Joe Tippett will star as a Latter-day Saint leading a morally compromised militia. Alex Breaux, B-R-E-A-U-X, will play Wild Bill Hickman, a Utah frontiersman and lawmaker who led attacks on the Timpanogos people in Rock Canyon. Mountain Man Jim Bridger will be played by Shea Wiggum. Brigham Young is described as a man who will do whatever it takes to secure the survival of his persecuted followers, including using his Mormon army, the Nauvoo Legion, the cast description says. American Primeval features a number of indigenous actors, although it's not clear which nations and tribes will be shown in the series. Cast descriptions show at least one character, played by Derek Hinkey, is a Crow. Latter-day Saints-related sects tend to get a lot of attention in streaming productions.
Yes.
Docuseries, Daughters of the Cult.
It's a curiosity for folks outside of the state.
Yep.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So American Primeval.
So when does this start?
January 9th.
I'll watch.
Netflix.
It just sounds like they're telling Utah history, just the parts that...
that people...
Uncomfortable parts?
The uncomfortable parts, because there was a lot.
I'm sure that people will be up in arms about it.
I'm sure they will.
Shawn Mendes, who I'm not really familiar with.
Mendez.
Oh, Mendez.
Yeah.
See,
how unfamiliar he is?
I'm really not familiar with him.
Yeah.
Shawn Mendez.
He's a cutie patootie.
He took some time during his concert in Colorado on Monday to address a personal topic. In a video shared widely on social media, the 26-year-old singer took a break during his performance at Red Rocks to share the truth about his sexuality. Since I was really young, there's been this thing about my sexuality, and people have been talking about it for so long, he told his audience. So I guess among people who know him and the fans, they do talk about it, apparently. So he felt he needed to address it.
I'm not surprised that he's saying this. He had a girlfriend for a long time, and it was kind of one of those Remember when Elton John got married?
He says
kind of one of those
for the business.
He says this started in public when I was about 15.
Yeah.
He said, I think it's kind of silly because I think sexuality is a beautifully complex thing.
It is.
And it's so hard to put into boxes. The Canadian star oh, that's why I don't know him. He's Canadian.
Wow.
He's a big deal.
It always felt like such an intrusion on something personal to me, something that I was figuring out for myself, something that I had yet to discover and still have yet to discover.
He's
the
absolutely right.
So the real truth about my life and sexuality, and at this point I'm going, just sing another song! They say, man, I'm just figuring it out like everyone.
Yeah.
I don't really know. Sometimes I know, other times. Get on with the music!
No, Bill, I think he's making an excellent point. There are people that feel exactly the same way he does.
I think he's making an excellent point, too. I just don't want him to do it in the middle of his concert when I'm there to hear him sing.
Do you know what, Bill?
You didn't even know who he was.
I know.
I think his fans appreciate it, and I'm sure there are fans that feel the same way, and it makes them feel good, like, oh, I'm not alone. I, too, am confused and trying to figure it out, and this person that I look up to feels the same way. I think it's nice that he
I paid $50 to hear you sing.
Probably more than that.
While The Who have not been active as a group over the past year, the band's co-founder, Pete Townsend, says good news is on the horizon for fans of The Who. In an interview with UK publication The London Standard, Townsend teased the potential of band activities in 2025. I met with Roger for a lunch a couple of weeks ago. We're in good form, we love each other, and we're both getting a bit creaky, but we'll definitely do something next year.
Does it? I smell a sphere coming on. That's
it doesn't
what
say tour.
I smell a sphere.
Some sort of residency somewhere.
While such plans, because I mean, they're I don't.
Well, I mean,
you don't want to tour at their age.
I saw Roger, just recently at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, and he's still pretty sharp, but not moving real fast.
Yeah,
he's
now. What he's saying is, we'll probably do something live. The album side of it, though, Roger's not keen on doing that. I would love to do another album, but I might try to bully him into it. The last big tours that we've done have been with a full orchestra, which was glorious, but now we're eager to make a noise and make a mess and make mistakes. So it'd be interesting to see them go back to, just a basic Who sound and see what they can do with that. Are broken ice cream machines at McDonald's a thing of the past? The fast food chain said its franchise locations weren't able to promptly fix their ice cream machines because the company that manufactured them owned the exclusive rights to repair them.
Yeah.
But now the U.S. Copyright Office has granted a copyright exemption to give the restaurants the rights to get the machines repaired by other technicians and bypass the digital locks that previously prevented them from doing it.
I see. I've never heard that explained.
Oh, you didn't know
before.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I explained it to you.
Yeah, I think, we talked about it at one point, I think. It looks like broken ice cream machines at McDonald's may become something of a lore of the past. And
Here's
so
open.
So you can get your soft serve.
Because I'm always there. So, yeah.
No, I mean, I had an Arctic Circle soft serve last month.
It was Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
I like a McFlurry.
That's a good soft serve. TikTok, the founder of TikTok, this guy in China, has now become China's richest person.
Not surprised.
According to a rich list produced by Harun Research Institute, Zhang Yiming is now worth $49.3 billion. If I'm reading that correctly. He is 41 years old. He stepped down from his role in charge of the company, which is ByteDance, but is understood to still own around 20% of the company.
That's a nice chunk.
Man. And I'm just really curious to see what plays out with TikTok and the United States Congress saying you have to sell it or.
Oh yeah, where is that?
It's still there, and I think there's a time limit on it. You have to, and TikTok, ByteDance keeps fighting it. They have a representative that comes and testifies in Congress. really, we're not stealing your stuff, and we're not. But I think the Congress is still saying that you have to sell it.
Well, it's our own security agencies that are saying you shouldn't be on TikTok.
Yeah. In travel news this week, American Airlines is tackling line jumpers. The people who hover around, the gate, waiting for so that they can get on the plane first, and and you know what they call them?
Line jumpers?
No.
Oh,
they have a name for them. Gate lice.
Gate lice. Wow.
That's what the airline calls them.
Wow.
We're tired of gate lice. We're done.
Gate lice.
That's pretty bad.
bored with your zone.
Yeah, and I don't know how you feel about it. Jon Stewart coming to the defense of comedian Tony Hinchcliffe.
Jon Stewart is about 60-40 these days.
He made I don't know.
I didn't hear what he said.
Just let me read what Jon Stewart said specifically. Speaking about the Republican presidential nominee's controversial Madison Square Garden rally during his opening monologue on Monday's episode of The Daily Show, Jon Stewart offered his 2 cents on the roast comedian who called Puerto Rico an island of garbage during his set. Quote, now, obviously, in retrospect, having a roast comedian come to a political rally a week before Election Day and roasting a key voting demographic is probably not the best decision by the campaign.
Okay, you could have stopped there, John.
Said Stewart.
You could have stopped there.
Okay.
Then Stewart said, but to be fair, this guy is really just doing what he does. So he's saying they shouldn't have invited him
their fault
because
for hiring
he's
him.
going to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stewart then shared some demonstrative clips from Hinchcliffe's roast of Tom Brady on Netflix, where he said, where the comedian said, Jeff Ross is so Jewish he only watches football for the coin toss. Kevin Hart is so small that when his ancestors picked cotton, they called it deadlifting.
But
Jon Stewart said,
roast.
I think that's funny.
Yeah, that's punching up.
That's a roast.
Yeah.
You're punching down when you're attacking Puerto Rico.
He said,
and it's the Republican Party choosing to put him on.
Yeah.
They knew he didn't surprise them
No.
with the kind of things he said. They knew what sort of person he was.
They edited his monologue.
Yeah.
They put it in the teleprompter and said you can't call her the C word.
Yeah.
That's where we draw the line.
John,
everything else is fine.
So that's what. But Jon Stewart is catching flack for saying this, when all he's saying is they shouldn't have put him there.
Well, he should have ended at that point.
Yeah.
He said, well, I mean, all he's saying is I think he's funny when I hear him at other places.
I've seen his stuff. He's
Well,
not.
I don't.
Anyway,
but I mean, what Jon Stewart's not. I don't know.
Well, I think
thought he
Jon
was
Stewart's
catching-
going to protect a comedian regardless because that's the business that he's in and that's what he will do. I think that's his, instinct is to do that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
But of course, Jon Stewart was also leaning anti-vax for a while as well. So he's 60-40 in my book. But anyway, weather.
It's chilly today, high of 44. There's still a 30% chance of some showers, although it looks awfully sunny right now, which is very nice. We'll be below freezing again tonight. Bill, every time I go to pick you up in the morning, you have 2 neighbors who are still running their damn
I'm not aware of
sprinklers.
which ones they are. You'll have to point them out.
Stop that.
Still running the sprinklers.
Yeah, and it's going to be freezing tonight, so don't do that. Next chance of showers looks like probably Saturday night, somewhere in there.
All right. We'll take a break. We'll be back.
I don't appreciate you neighbor shaming me, okay?
Concert and community calendar after these.
Don't miss a single moment.
I was just looking in our chat room here, and who did this? Oh, it's Ivy. This place, the Killer Cereal, Serial Killers,
Serial Killers,
Serial Killers Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
4th and 4th.
This looks just incredible. Yeah. These people should advertise with us.
They should.
They should have Kerry Jackson be their spokesperson.
They should.
He is a cereal expert.
It's at the local market and bar. There are all kinds of, but all these cereal and ice cream combinations.
Mm-hmm.
I
the
think
best combinations.
I think I really need to go there. Oh, there's all kinds of cereal stuff.
Yeah.
Why haven't I been to this place?
Well, I never thought of you as a cereal lover, Bill.
I'm not.
You're a very basic cereal person.
I'm not a cereal lover when it's just cereal. But when you're starting to mix it into stuff.
Oh, like with ice cream.
Sure, yeah.
That's the greatest thing.
Yeah, I don't generally just sit down and eat a bowl of cereal. That's not my thing. But.
See, I'll do that if my husband's out of town or not home for dinner. I'll have a bowl of cereal for dinner. Sure.
But you mix it up in ice cream, and they got shakes there as well.
Oh, this looks really good.
Oh, stuff in my cereal, or in my ice cream. Ice cream in my. You got ice cream in my cereal.
By the way, Harry Jackson has ice cream belonging to me in his freezer.
That doesn't sound right. That does not sound right.
There are several flavors. We just got to figure out how to get it to you, because we ordered the Pop-Tart ice cream. And
cinnamon brown sugar
Pop-Tart Jetty's ice cream. It's the most expensive, and I got to be honest with you, that Pop-Tart ice cream is damn near perfect.
Well, you don't.
It really is.
You know, you can, Gina. You can just, from this serial killers, you can just order this stuff and they'll bring it to your house. You don't have to go to Carrie's.
Oh. They'll bring it to your house?
Apparently.
The other
I don't know how you travel ice cream like that.
Let me see.
The other flavor that we did from Jenny's, everything bagel.
This I don't get.
I know it doesn't sound right, but it's delicious. So you get it's cream cheese flavored ice cream with the everything bagel sprinkles mixed throughout it. That's delicious. But then what we did was we went and got a bagel, buttered it up, real butter, toasted it, and while it was hot, plopped the ice cream on top of it.
Like made an ice cream sandwich, kind of.
It just, with open face. And that was delicious.
That sounds perfect.
It was delicious.
I may have spoken too soon. Maybe you can just order online and go pick it up. I'm not sure.
I just think ice cream's
No, it says, they will deliver it.
Huh.
You know, there's this stuff called dry ice. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
But
you've ordered ice cream through the mail from across the country, right?
Yes, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Also, there's the candy bar ice cream, which is Take 5 candy bar.
Which I love.
But they don't call it Take 5 because I don't know if they had the rights to do it. But they call it High Five is what it's called.
It's pretzel and peanut butter and
peanut and chocolate, all of that stuff.
A cereal milkshake.
I'm hungry.
I need to keep my eye open for the monster cereals. They should be arriving very soon because we're coming up on monster cereal season.
It's not till fall, is it?
How soon before Halloween do they come out?
Usually a couple of months before. But they got the new flavor, the new monster cereal.
Oh, what is it?
Carmella Creeper.
That sounds good.
And it's caramel apple flavor.
96.
Okay. That's, you all right?
Yes, sorry.
It's fine. Let me get the interface going here and introduce Trent.
From Live Nation, Mr. Trent Falcone. Last week when we talked to you, Trent, you were suffering a cold. How are you now?
I think maybe I've got just that wonderful bout of fall allergies.
Oh, okay.
I feel ya.
Or it's the cold that just won't go away. I'm a little snotty, Bill.
Well, you always have been.
Yeah.
But have you been tested?
Yeah.
Did you go get tested?
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't feel that bad. I'm just a little snotty. That's all.
All right.
But
What's
you know
coming
what
up?
solves that? Live music.
Live music.
There you go.
Do it.
All right. Tonight at Soundwell, it's Delta Sleep and Enter Shikari with You, Me at 6 at the Complex. Tomorrow night, Crooked Kings. Of course, Halloween night at the Depot. Friday, November 1st, Blake Prohl at Urban Lounge. Saturday, November 2nd, it's Blast at the Complex. Whitney Cummings at the Depot. Second show has been added, so there's a 7 o'clock and a 9:30. 7 is sold out. Tickets available for 9:30. And over at the Complex, it's Carnifex. Sunday, November 3rd, Queensryche at the Depot. Monday, November 4th, it's your ass kicking of the week. It's Wasp with Armored Saint at the Depot. I know. Teri, meet me there. All right, Tuesday, November 5th, Animals as Leaders will be at the Depot. On sales Friday, 10 a.m., livenation.com. Houndmouth coming to the Depot January 19th. The Plotting You, February 19th at the Depot. Josh Johnson, February 27th at the Depot. Second night of Dancing with the Stars at Eccles Theater. That's going to be March 28th. Ash, June 14th at the Depot. And Ryan Adams coming to Kingsbury Hall on June 1st. The giveaway this week.
Trent, is Dancing with the Stars, is this is just like a touring version of the TV show? Is that what it is?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, and I don't watch the show, but I'm told, it's many of the people you know and love if you're a fan of the show.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Giveaway.
Yeah,
2 tickets to see Chase Atlantic. That's November 13th at the Complex, and those tickets will be in will call.
All right. If you want to win those tickets to Chase Atlantic at the Complex on November 13th, just call 877-602-9696. The first person to get through can grab them. Thanks, Trent.
There you go. All right. Thanks, guys.
Blow your
Happy Halloween.
nose.
See ya.
Yeah, blow your nose.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, guys.
Anything else?
A bunch of other things that are going on this weekend. On Saturday, you have the Get Ready Tour with Eliza Schlesinger. That's how you say it, right? We've been talking about that at Eccles Theater. Wild Child and Susto with Motenko over at Commonwealth Room.
I'll take your word for that.
Yeah. You can, I'm going with the way that it looks. Jordy Kiefer over with the Big Sis at the Stateroom. G-Eazy is going to be at the Complex if you want to go check him out. I drove him around once. I used to be a fan of him. Sabrina Carpenter is going to be at the Delta Center on Saturday as well. It is Halloween tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Ending today is the Cross E Ranch Fall Festival and the Festival Transylvania. It's the kids and family-friendly Halloween Spook Alley over at the Mill Creek Gardens, which is really cool if you haven't checked it out. I live right next to it. Also, other things happening. The Witch's Tea at the Grand America Hotel is going through tomorrow. The Tower of Terror at Broadway Center Cinemas ends this weekend. The Pumpkin Days over at Wheeler Farm ends tomorrow. The Ballet West Jekyll and Hyde at Capitol Theater goes through this weekend on the 2nd, and Haunted Houses go through the rest of this week, and then I think they're done after that for this season. On Friday, you have the Celebration of Life. It is the Day of the Dead celebration over in West Jordan. The Dia de los Muertos Day of the Dead celebration and dance party at Woodbine Food Hall. The Grizzlies are playing the Allen Americans over at Maverick Center. Utah Royals are playing the New York Gotham over at America First Fields on Friday. And Saturday, there's a lot more Dios de los Muertos stuff. There's one at Mill Creek Commons going on. The Day of the Dead celebration over at the Utah Cultural Celebration Center is happening. The Salt Lake City Boo Fest at Gracie's Bar, 21 and over.
Boo!
If you want to go check that out. The Seuss Lake City, a cabaret mega show over at Metro Music Hall. And the Grizzlies, again, play the Allen Americas over at Maverick Center on Saturday.
What is this Nosferatu thing? Can you
so
want to talk about that?
That's happening today. I didn't get a chance to look deeply into it since I was just barely sent it this morning. I am going to add it to our calendar that's posted online right now. But it looks like it's a live to film thing. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't get a chance to look at it from the listener that sent it in.
It's up at the Ogden Amphitheater. Yeah, I just glanced at it. I thought that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'll look into it. I'll add it to the concert community calendar. So if you guys have want to go do something tonight, you can.
It says, imagine going to the movies in the 1920s, entering a glamorous show house and seeing a silent era film come alive with the mighty Wurlitzer this Halloween season. We're time traveling back to 1924 to celebrate 100 years of Perry's Egyptian theater with live-to-picture performance. So they're going to have live musical accompaniment with a silent film.
And
that's
I think
cool.
there's an actor involved, too, that's
yeah, something like that.
like in front of the screen or something?
Possibly. I just hope people dress up in the 1920s outfits. I'd love to see that. But that would be super fun, so go check that out tonight. And everything else going on this weekend, happy Halloween for tomorrow. I'm dressing up. I don't know about you guys, but Vex and I have a great costume that we're really excited about for tomorrow.
Will you be wearing it to work tomorrow?
Oh, always. Every year I wear a Halloween costume, except for 2020 when I was kicked out of my house.
And then what will you do to celebrate Halloween evening?
I never really get trick-or-treaters, although I do prep for it, just because my apartment complex is very small. But normally it's just a horror movie night, especially if it's on a weekday like this. It's a sit at home, watch horror movies, enjoy hanging out with my husband. If some of my friends want to come over and hang out that live in the apartment complex, by all means. But yeah, it's a subtle day, unless, it's on a weekend, in which case then we go all out. But
okay.
Yeah.
It's a school night.
It is a school night.
Yes.
I got to be up early, so. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much. All right, we will take a break, play a song, and crawl towards the exits coming up after these. Stand by. Huckleberry Grill. Now, if you're in the mood to try Huckleberry Grill, how about this? Chef Eric at Huckleberry Grill wants to treat 50 X96 listeners to a free, delicious homemade meal like one of these, the signature Huckleberry Pork, the cold smoked tri-tip steak topped with delicious port reduction. Be one of the 50 X96 listeners who gets a free entree this week only and enjoy one of these fantastic entrees for free. You order one of these entrees, and maybe you'll get one of these sides like the mashed potatoes whipped with confit garlic and Parmesan, sweet potatoes topped with crushed pecan brittle, crispy Brussels sprouts drizzled with honey chipotle mustard and candied bacon crumbles. The desserts, of course, the Huckleberry chocolate mousse or the supreme pie. It's all about comfort food for the whole family at fast food prices. And this week only, the first 50 X96 listeners get to try a full entree for free, thanks to Chef Eric. So just go in and mention X96 or Radio from Hell, and you will get your free entree at Huckleberry Grill, Utah's finest comfort food. Here's the address, 335 West, 1830 South. Terms and conditions apply.
Yesterday, we had this sense of impending doom, and we were trying to.
I have it today as well.
You do have it today.
Sure, every day.
Every day.
So we didn't quite get rid of it, but how we were trying to get rid of it is we were watching videos of animals, and specifically animals and vegetable matter interacting.
There was a cat eating a red bell pepper.
Yeah.
And he was
enjoying it immensely.
He loves it. Yeah. That brought peace to me. And then the monkey snapping the beans brought peace to me. He was so happy.
You could just put that on a loop.
We ended up talking about animals, particularly carnivores, eating vegetables.
Because I can't get my dogs to, I've seen people toss a carrot, or there's a video of two dachshunds enjoying stalks of celery.
Yeah.
I've never been able to get any of my animals to do that. They'll eat vegetables if it's in the food.
Is it something that you say you haven't been able to get them to do it? You really want to get them to do it?
I would love to be able to give them a baby carrot to eat instead of...
As a snack.
A snack instead of the jerky treats that they like.
And so Katie and I did the same thing yesterday. We both went home and decided to see how our dogs would do. And I posted this on the Radio from Hell Facebook page. It's also on my Instagram page if you want to see video
of you trying to get
Riley
to.
So Riley the Wonder Dog, my golden retriever, who's on a diet. So the carrot would be good for her, as opposed to the.
Well, it'd improve her eyesight. Because you eat carrots, they improve your eyesight.
And Riley has a body clock that you could set. Oh, you have it.
He likes to tell me that it's dinner time. Is it dinner time? Right now? I was going to see if maybe for dinner you wanted a carrot. Do you want a carrot? Here.
Let's see. What is that? No.
Nope.
A carrot. They're good for you.
Nope.
Takes it in the mouth and then
Is it
drops
dinner
it.
time? The carrot's right there. You don't. No, she.
Well, you know
then
what?
she leaves.
Gina, what you should have done is say, all right, then, no dinner for you unless you eat the carrot.
Well, here's what I did. So Riley has this amazing body clock. And at 4 a.m., she gets breakfast, because that's when I'm up, and that's when she gets...
Our dogs are on the same similar clock.
Yeah. which means 12 hours later, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that's dinner time.
3:30. Hudson starts pounding on,
And she will come get me. This dog sleeps 23 hours a day, but she will wake up and come find me in the house and tell me it's dinner time. So I thought, she's hungry. This is the perfect time to try the carrot because she wants. She wanted absolutely nothing.
Well, then I mean, you should have just said there will be no food until you eat your carrot.
I tried, and she twice I called her back trying to be like, okay.
I guarantee you, within 48 hours of no food, she'd eat that damn carrot. 48 hours.
Should I do the Mommy Dearest thing? Do you remember this in Mommy Dearest?
Oh, the you have to sit there until you eat it.
And so Mommy Dearest ordered a rare steak for her daughter, and her daughter's like, I don't want to eat it. It's bloody. I don't want to eat it. And for 3 days, every meal she served her the same steak.
Same steak.
You're not going to waste this food.
That's sort of the plot for the book, the wonderful book, Bread and Jam for Francis.
Darling, rare meat is good for you. The doctor said so.
Where Francis, the little badger girl, will eat nothing but bread and jam, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Bread and jam for Francis. And finally, her mother says, just let her do it. She'll get tired of bread and jam finally. And when she does get tired of bread and jam, they say, well, we're sorry, that's all we have. Bread and jam. To teach Francis a lesson.
I don't think Francis needed a lesson.
Yes, she did. Badgers need lessons. She's a badger with a dress on.
She's a badger with a dress on.
She needs a lesson. I think you really should have just made the dog go hungry and tell him.
I see here people are suggesting try a little peanut butter on the carrot.
Well, you put peanut butter on anything.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Dogs like peanut butter?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they love it.
So your dog has this clock where at 4 a.m. He'll come in. My cat has the similar thing. At 9 p.m., he'll start yowling like he doesn't know where he is and he's all alone.
Oh, that's sad.
When there are people around.
And you go find him?
Well, he's just in the next room. Like all he has to do is walk around the corner and then see that we're there and hide under the couch because that's what he does.
Yeah, I have to feed her at 4 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday too because she doesn't know it's Saturday. That is breakfast
now,
time.
see, that's the one thing where our dogs are different because our dogs sleep in with us on weekends. They're not demanding breakfast that early.
That's because you, Carrie, have made it clear to them that you will sleep in on Saturday and Sunday.
And I'll go back to bed, but this is breakfast time. This is when we do this. It's your fault. You've trained me to get up at 4 a.m.
That's right. That's correct. And you should be able to train Sadie that on Saturday and Sunday, you don't get fed until 9 a.m.
Please, Bill, Sadie is long gone.
Oh, Riley. That's right.
My rotating cast of golden retrievers, it's hard to keep up with.
That you give names that most people give their golden retrievers the
they
same name.
They appear on every list of most popular.
Golden retriever Sadies are. If you went into a pound with golden retrievers and yelled Sadie,
they would all
10
come.
dogs would come.
I parboil the carrots for my dogs. Maybe that's it. If it was soft.
Oh, this was just a raw carrot.
This was a raw carrot. That's what I'm saying. Maybe if it was soft, it'd go for it. Try zucchini. My dogs love it.
You have to
cucumbers also.
Gina, with the carrot, if you want to soften it up, you can't just put it in water for a while. You have to steam it. No,
it won't just soak up the water.
Don't put it in the sink.
Like a cracker.
No.
Now see, people are helping here.
Oh, okay.
Get out your peeler.
Okay.
And shave some carrots into the food, just a little bit, so that's what that is. Oh, okay. And then maybe.
That's smart. I like that.
Here's what I'm going to predict will happen if you do that. Riley will eat around the carrot. There will be nothing left in the bowl but little carrot shavings.
Could happen.
I will experiment with that tonight.
The parboiling is maybe makes a little more sense. Be harder to eat around.
Because let's be honest, Riley is a chunk.
She is. God bless her.
She is a chunk. I was looking at the video and I'm like,
I took her to the vet and I said, please tell me she has a thyroid problem. I want to give her a pill to fix this. And the vet said, her thyroid is fine.
She's obese.
She's on diet dog food.
She's a chunky.
She's obese. Well,
She's fluffy.
I think it's maybe genetic. Some dogs are just.
Yeah.
I think Riley is just predisposed to be.
Yeah, she's
obese.
She's built for comfort.
Does it bother her?
I don't think so.
Well, then, let her enjoy her life.
What she has left of it.
Stop. Jeez.
Well,
It's a year.
She's perfectly healthy.
Take a year.
Well, the vet said she's perfectly healthy?
Yes.
Well, then it's fine.
Because, well, it's Halloween adjacent.
Sure.
Yeah.
B-52's Devil in My Car. Okay, let's see your promo. You've warned me that there are sound effects required.
Yeah. We have to promo what's happening on tomorrow's show, and you know what that is.
Tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow's show is in fact going to be tomorrow's show.
Yes.
Until it starts, and then it'll be today's show.
Yes.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Halloween, and you know what that means.
Yes, Gina's favorite feature.
Chainsaw Guy.
Chainsaw Guy can be here. Can you be here around 7:45 tomorrow to answer life questions from friends of the program?
Well, I ain't never. I gotta take a meal. I may have to take a leave, but I can get in here. I gotta do it.
Sounds great. See you Halloween morning. Radio from Hell here on X96.
There it is.
There is.
That will be tomorrow's show until it's 6 o'clock tomorrow, and then it will become today's show. And then at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. tomorrow, it will be yesterday's show. Well, no,
I'm confused.
6 a.m. on Saturday. Then it'd be, I don't know.
And Katie just said, are you guys wearing costumes tomorrow?
No.
She is.
No.
She and the dog are going to wear costumes tomorrow.
I wear a costume every day. It's a boot.
All right. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Hey, don't you know who I am?
I'm on time for urine.
Artie Fufkin is next.
80s and 90s classics.